what is Kotlin, and why you should learn it. In my every videos, if you have connected with me before, so I usually tells my viewers that what and then why you are going to learn anything, and how you can use it. So let's move from the start that what Kotlin is basically. Kotlin was created by JetBrains in 2011, and then it became open source in 2012. After 1 year of creation, it was become an open source that everyone can write code in Kotlin, and he or she can make changes in the language itself. And then officially in 2017, Kotlin was officially supported by Google for Android. So we can write here Google for Android. So it's when we are going to learn that why we will use this Kotlin as a language, then of course we will see its key features. So I can say that Kotlin is a very concise syntax. Concise syntax, and as compared to Java, Kotlin is very easy. You know about the abstraction of a language, so level of abstraction is very high in Kotlin as compared to Java. And very good feature of Kotlin is that we can write Java code in Kotlin. So if you need to use a Java library in Kotlin, so you can use it. And similarly, if you want to use Kotlin library in Java, so you can use it in that language. So I can write it as these both language are interoperable with Java and Kotlin. And in Java, you have to write code to check the value is null or not. But in Kotlin, they give you a concept of null safety. What is mean by null safety? You will use this question mark operator to check the value of null. So like Java, we will also see here functional programming and OOP, and these both can be used in a hybrid manner. So we will use lambda functions into it, like in Java and in JavaScript. So where you basically use this Kotlin language, so we can write here where. So we can use to make Android applications, and for backend we can write code for backend in Kotlin, like for frameworks like Spring and Ktor. And Python works for writing scripts also. So I can write here for scripting. You can also use Java. So now how can you use Java? So let me give you an example of person class. So let me write here code for both Java and Kotlin. So if you are working in Java, how you will write this code? You will write it as public class person, and here you will use private string name. And this person class has only two variables, integer age and string name. So you will write here constructor and getter setters and toString. toString method. While if I am going to write code for Kotlin, so you will write here data class, because this person class will store data. So you will write here value name, and you will write here type after a colon, and you will write here value age and value age colon, and you will write here data type int. So I should be capital int. So this is a way to write a code in Kotlin. As you can see here, this is very easy. So now you are going to learn Java? Because for developers of Android, so Google in 2023 made a survey, and they checked that approximately 60% of the Android apps are using Kotlin. And this language is you can say more concise and safer and modern than Java. So companies which are using Java are Google, as you know, big brand name, and Netflix is using Kotlin, Uber application, Trello, and Pinterest. These all applications are using Kotlin. So now let's move towards the environment settings. So if we are going to build applications in Kotlin, so we need to have a setup in our system. So for that, you have to install JVM. To install the JVM, you need to download JDK from official website of Oracle, and then you have to install it. So here you will write download JDK, download and install JDK. So from here you will install JDK. You can download its latest version, or if so this latest version can give you some bugs or errors, because these versions are always in a testing mode. So download the previous version like JDK 21. So from here check which platform you are using. If you are on Windows, so download the installer from here and install it. And after installation, you have to verify that it has been downloaded or not. So for that you need to open CMD, and on CMD you will write here Java and version. So if Java is installed, JDK is installed, so it will show you this type of message. If Java is not installed, so it will say you that Java is not a recognizable command. And now we have successfully installed Java. Now we will install IDE to write code. So there are two IDEs, IntelliJ IDEA, and the other one is IntelliJ IDEA. From here you can download IntelliJ IDEA, and I have already installed it, downloaded it and installed it in my laptop. So you have to download it from here, and after that you will install it. And the second ID which we will use in future, that is Android Studio for mobile application development. So for now we will just use IntelliJ IDEA, and here you can see I have already installed it. So I will open it, IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition. So let me create a new project, and here I will select Kotlin as a language, and this is I can say hello world underscore YouTube YT. Create it, So here you can see main.kt means Kotlin file. So let me run this code and check what is the output. So if you face any errors like JDK not added to the path, so you will have to add the JDK path to environment variables like this one, search environment variables, and here you can see a path variable. Here you will set a new path where you installed your JDK. So here you can see hello world output. And we will cover in this video variables, data types, and the magic of type inference. So the agenda of my video is that after the end of this video you will be familiar with the variable and value keyword in Kotlin, and primitive versus non-primitive data types. So let's Kotlin guess your data type by default. So let's discuss two keywords for the data type. First one is like in other languages you write variables in this format: integer age, or string name like this one, and you define the constant like this const int, and you write here suppose number, and the letters of this number are capital due to the const keyword. So this was the syntax which we follow in other languages. So in Kotlin we use VAL and VAR. So here you will see that when you will use this VAL keyword with the variable name, let's suppose here you mentioned the name, and in mentioned you typed here Waqas, and this Waqas is a constant value for this name. If you want to override this value of this name, like name equals to Ali, here you will see an error. Read the error. VAL cannot be reassigned, so you cannot change it. So when you will use this VAL, when you want to define a constant in your program, then you will use this VAL keyword. When and let's suppose I write here VAR age is equal to 20. You don't need to put here semicolon like in other languages, and here you will write age is equal to 30. So here you can see that you can override the value of this VAR. So by default we should use this VAL by default only when we will use this VAR. Whenever you will feel necessity, you will use this VAR. So here let me give you an example for it. Suppose your date of birth is fixed, so you should use VAL for your DOB, and your DOB, let's suppose your DOB is 19 October, and suppose 1999. So you will use VAL for that, but for age you will not use this VAL, because every year your age is increasing. So now let's see what are primitive and non-primitive data types. So primitive data types are optimized data types. Primitive data types are int. In Java, in Python, you have to write int with a capital first letter. So int, and here you will see double, and boolean and character. These all are primitive data type. So let's suppose you want to make a variable for storing the score. So you want to assign data type for this score, and why you want to declare its data type? Because you want that nobody should enter here anything other than integer. So here I write 100. Similarly, if I want to use like gender, so is male, suppose, so is male is boolean. So if this is true, it means that t should be small. So here you can see we are defining the data type after putting colon with the variable name. So now what are non-primitive data types? Non-primitive data types are objects, like you can say string, uh, because string is a class, so string is a non-primitive data type. List is a non-primitive data type. Array is a non-primitive data type. So here, if I write value message, and this message is of type string, so here I am writing that don't forget to like this video, like this. And similarly, I write here numbers, and numbers are of type list, so I will use here list of type int. And here I can store by using list of function list of. So this list of will give me the list, so that list will have 1, 2 and 3. So these primitive data types are stored efficiently, this int is a primitive data type, and if you write here integer, complete integer, then it means you are using in Java you put complete integer for wrapper classes, so that wrapper classes are slow, and these primitive data types are int, float, double, these all are fast, and these are stored efficiently in the memory space. And keep in your mind that non-primitive data types can be of can be of null type. So let's suppose here I want to store null value, so I am writing here null label string. So this is the variable name, null label string is a variable name. So here I write string, here I need to put the question mark and equal to, and here I am writing null. So here it means that now in null label string you can store this null value by putting this question mark here. So similarly for integer, if I write here integer, so null label int and colon, and then I will put here int question mark, and I will put here null. So let's do a small practice problem. We have three numbers like val num1 which will have 10, and val num2 which will have 20, and val num3 that will have 30. And let's suppose I want to print the average for it. So tell me what will be the data type behind this number 1. So automatically type will be inferred as int. Okay, so for all these variables, so let's calculate its average. So average equals to num1 plus num2 plus num3, and that should be divided by 3.0. so it will give us the average. So let me write here print statement. So I will write here print the average of num1 $sign num2 and $sign num3 is. So here I use $sign to get the value of the variable. Otherwise, if you will not put here $sign, this num1 will printed as it is. Run it. So guys, here you can see that average is 20, but here you can see num1 is printed as it is. So I will put here $sign to print the value of num1. So here you will see the answer. The average of 10, 20 and 30 is 20.0. So what mistakes a student can made in the program. So if he is writing here value pi equals to 3.14, and here he is reassigning the value as 3.1459. Let's suppose this one. So here compiler will give us error. So and another mistake which person can do, he is assigning a different data type and then reassigning with a different data type. Suppose here we made a variable num equals to 10, and here you are writing num as 10.5. The data type is also changed here. So that's what I was talking about. So now I am giving you a small challenge. What challenge? You have to declare val for your name, and a var for your age, and a nullable string for your favorite programming language. And next time we will conquer control flow with if and when statement and loops. In my previous video of Kotlin series, we discussed about value and variable keyword before variable names. And in today's session, we will discuss about control structures in Kotlin. So what are the control structures? Control structures means we will use if-else statement. We need to control our program. We need to run specific statements under specific conditions. So that's why we will use control structures. So I will discuss if-else statement and when statement, which is used for the purpose of switch statement which we use in another language. So let's start with if-else statement. So let me make a variable of score here, and its value is constant. So let's suppose its value is 85. So let me write here. So if I will print here print ln, and let me print here a grade, and let me print here b grade, and then let me print here keep practicing. Okay, so when I run this code, I will get the output A grade, B grade, and keep practicing. So guys, as you know, for the value of 85, the output should not be A grade, or should not be B grade, and should not be keep practicing. All these statements should not be printed here. There should be only one statement that should be print here. So let's suppose I want to print the B grade for these marks 85, and if student got 90 plus marks, suppose 91, so I want to print A grade, and if user got 60 marks, I want to display keep practicing. So let me put here if statement. So if this score is greater than 90 marks, so we will display this message. And else, if scores is greater than 75 marks, so let's print this statement B grade. And else, so let's print this keep practicing. Now let's debug this code. Score is 85, so this condition will be false. Score is greater than 90, this condition is false, so compiler will go to the else part, and in else we write if score is greater than 75, score is greater than 75, and the output will be B grade. Okay guys, so this is if statement. So let me comment this code, and let me explain you that you can write if statement as an expression in Kotlin. Let's suppose here you make a variable score, and in score the marks are 85, and you are making another variable result, and for result you write here if this score is greater than equal to 50, it means you are pass, else fail. Now how this line number 17 will work? This if statement is now working as an expression. If score is greater than this if will return a value, and that value will, what value it will return? It will return, if this is true, this condition is true, so it will return pass, and otherwise it will return fail, and this value will go into the result, and we can print here print ln you are pass or fail with dollar score marks. So let's run it. So here you can see you are pass with 85 marks. Let me write here 45 and run it again. Here you can see you are fail with 45 marks. Similarly, this if else if and this if is working as a expression. So let's introduce a new keyword, that is a when statement. So when statement works as a supercharged. You can say that when is a supercharged switch statement in Kotlin language. So suppose there is a variable day in which I stored Monday, and here I write when statement, and inside when I pass this day, and after that I write here cases, that first value can be Monday, so I will put here Monday and use here arrow function. So here I will use arrow and print ln I will show message that start fresh, and similarly if that is a Friday, so print ln, and here I show that weekend vibes, this message. So otherwise if that is not Monday and Friday, in else part I will show print ln, and here I will show keep going, and these are just one statement under this Monday. So you can put multiple statements by using this curly braces here. So if you have just one statement, you should not use curly braces here. But you can, if you want to calculate something more here, and you want to write here formulas and more statements, so you can use these curly braces after this arrow. So let's run it and see what is the output. So here you can see start fresh, and when I put Friday here and run it, so here you can see weekend vibe, and when I put here Tuesday, so this is, guys, this is very basic when statement. Now let me tell you about advanced when statement. For advanced when statement, you can use here ranges. Suppose there is a value score here, and for score the value is 85, and you want to make ranges here, and you are saying that if that score is in range of 90, this double dot means from 90 to 100, and you use here arrow, and you assigning a value of A grade. So let me write another in statement here in 75 to 89, and here you are assigning the value B, and in else part you are assigning value C, and where you are assigning this value, you are assigning this value to a variable. Suppose here is the result, and you will assign this value to this result variable. Now you can print this message, and you have got grade with score marks. So let's run it. So here you can see you have got B grade with 85. How this is working? You are passing the score to when statement, and this when statement is checking its range, and it's returning this like this. We use here if statement as an expression. So here this when statement is used as an expression. So here B or A or C grade will be returned, and that returned value will be stored in this result variable. So you can check the data type of any variable by using this when statement. How you will use, you can use here value obj, and you are using here data type any, and you are assigning this value 42. So automatically the data type of this obj will be assigned as int. So I am using here when, and I am passing this obj here, and I am checking that is string. If that obj is string, then you will assign here it's a string, and if that is a int, so you are assigning here it's a integer, and you are assigning this value to the val data type equals to, and here you can print ln, and here you will print that data type of obj is dollar data type. So let's run it. And so here you have to use else statement also, and here we are saying that don't know. So let's run it and see what is the output. So the output is data type of 42 is integer. So when I will assign here like and comment, so guys, like and comment this video if you are getting any knowledge from my videos, and do subscribe the channel so that you can get the notifications of future videos. So here you can see that like and comment and its data type is string. So you can use when statement for multiple variables also. Let's suppose you are saying that there are two variables, one is score, and suppose score is 90 and the other variable is attendance. So the attendance is 80%. So here I am using that when statement without any argument. So here I am saying that score is greater than 80 and by using double ampersand, and attendance is greater than 75. So that this is the condition. So after using arrow, I want to write here you are a scholar. It means in else part I am saying needs improvement, and I am assigning this value to the VL result. So here I am going to print the value of this result, and let's see what is the value. Okay guys, so I hope so you are now familiar with the if else statement and when statement, and we will use these statements in our future videos, and in next video I will teach you for loop and while loop and loops and its types in Kotlin. In this video tutorial we will learn about for loops in Kotlin. So basically there is no traditional for loop in Kotlin, unlike Java and other languages. In Kotlin, for loop is used to iterate through ranges, arrays, maps, and so on. Anything that provides an iterator, so we can use for loop to iterate on that thing. So the syntax of for loop is, you can write here for, and here you will write item in collection, and one by one the item for collection will assign to this item variable, and here we will write the body of the for loop. So let's take an example. So let's iterate through a range. So let's suppose we are writing here for I in, so range is from 1 to 5, and 1 to 5, not 55, 1 to 5, and we will print here the value of this I. So let's see what will be the output. So here you can see the output is 1 2 3 4 5. So if you can write this for loop and this print statement in a single line, so no need to put brackets if there is only one line. So here you can see the output is similar as the output of the previous program with usage of braces. So there are different ways to iterate through a range. The one way which we write here was this one. So let's print it here by using print statement, and then we will use println statement to make it print on the next line, and then let's print a statement here before this for loop print. Here we will write 4, and let's copy this line. Paste it over here and use here this equal to and greater than sign that will make an arrow, and let's copy these statements and paste it over here, and write it 5 to 1, not 1 to 5. We will write here 5 to 1, and here we will write 5 to 1. Similarly, as you know, the value of I will be from 1 to 5, so it will print 1 2 3 4 5, and here you can see that is from 5 to 1. So I think so there should be no output, so it should print nothing over here. So similarly, if we paste these lines over here, and we will use for I in 5, and here we use down to 1. So here you will see 5 down to 1, so it should print 5 4 3 2 1. Similarly, if you want to move backward with multiple steps, like you are moving here by using 1. So let's suppose you want to go from 1 to 5 by using a step of 2. So here you will write step 2. So it should skip one number. Let's suppose it should print 1, then 3, then 5. So similarly, if you are moving from 5 to 1, 5 down to 1, and you want to make step of 2, so you need to write here step 2, and here we will write down to, and then down to 1, and we will use step of 2. So what is the error here? So it should be 5 down to 1. So let's print it, and we'll see what is the output. So here you can see this is 1 2 3 4 5, and this loop prints nothing because we use 5 double dot 1, and here we didn't define any step here, and here 5 down to 1, so 5 4 3 2 1. Here it will take step 2, so this is 1 3 5, and like with down 2 we are using step 2, so the output is 5 3 1. So we can also iterate through an array. So let's suppose you have an array of named languages, and here you define array by using array of method, and you are using array of method to create a list of languages. So here the second language is Kotlin, then Python, and then Java. So we want to print each of the language, so we will write here suppose L in languages. So here you will print this println to print it in a single line. Single language will be in a single line, and the next language will be in the next line. So here we use println, and the item which we have just declared here, that can be item or L. So you will use this keyword over here, that variable here. So let's print it. Okay, you can see here Ruby, Kotlin, Python, and Java. So it's possible to iterate through an array with an index. For example, with the same values, I am going to write here 4, and let's comment this code. And here I use item in languages dot, and here I use indices. So it will give me the indexes of this Ruby, Kotlin, Python, and Java. So let's suppose I want to print those items which are present on the even indexes. So I write here item modulus 2 double equal to 0. So then print line, and here we will use languages, and here we will use the index over here. So let's run it. So it should print Ruby and Python. Similarly, you can iterate on a string also. So let's suppose here you have a variable text, and the text is, suppose Kotlin is a text, and you want to iterate on each of the letters. So let's suppose letter in text. So first of all K will come into this letter, then O, then T, and up to N. So let's print ln, and here we will use letter, and let's run it. You will use here Kotlin character by character. Similarly, you can write here dot indices. If you are using here indices, then you will have to write here text, and here now the letter is a index. Now this is here will be 0 1 2 3 4 will come into this letter, and you are printing the whole text by using the value of indices. So this is all about the for loops. In my next video I will explain you about while loop, and how you can use while loop in Kotlin. In our last video we have seen about the for loops in Kotlin. So in today's session we will see that how while loop and do while loop works in Kotlin. So basically loop is used in programming to repeat a specific block of code until certain condition is met. So we have a test expression which can be false or true. So when the test expression is basically true, so the loop will run, and when the test expression is false, the loop will be terminated. So loop are what makes computers interesting machines. Imagine you are going to print a statement. Suppose here this is a statement, and you want to print it for like 50 times without using loop. So you can copy paste this statement 50 times. So how about you need to print a sentence 1 million times? So for that you need to use loops. So you will learn about two loops, while and do while loop, in this video, and with the help of examples. So if you are familiar with the while and do while loops in Java, so you are already familiar with these loops in Kotlin as well. So the syntax for while loop is while, and here should be a test expression, and this is the code inside the while loop body. So this is the test expression which I was talking about. So how while loop works. So the test expression inside the parenthesis is a Boolean expression, and if this Boolean expression is true, so the statement inside while loop are executed, then the test expression is evaluated again, and the process goes on until the test expression is evaluated to false. So if the test expression is evaluated to false, while loop will be terminated. So let's have an example. So write a program to print a line for 5 times. So let's suppose we have a variable I, and its value is 1. So while this I is less than equal to 5, so this is a Boolean expression. So first of all it is true. So print line, and here we will use line and $I. So if I run this code, so I is 1, so this loop will be run and print the value of I 1, and then again this expression will be re-evaluated, and it will become true, and this loop is an infinite loop, so I need to increment this I before re-evaluating the test expression. And let's run it. So here you can see the output line 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So similarly, if let's take another example. So write a program to compute the sum of natural numbers from 1 to 100. So we can add 1 to 100, and also from 100 to 1 the answer will be same. So for that you will make a variable of sum, and will initialize it from 0, and the iterative variable, that is I, that is starting from 100, and we are writing here while, and the test expression is I not equal to 0, and we will add this I into the sum variable, and we will decrement this I. So we will use I minus minus. This is a post decrement operator, and if you use minus minus I, that is a pre-increment operator. So it doesn't matter you are using here pre-increment or post pre-decrement or post decrement. So let's print this line that sum equals to $sum. Let's run this code. So why it is giving us error? Because I is re-declared here. So now it will not give us any error. Let's run it. So when your program will be run, you will get the output of 50-50. So how this loop is working? So first of all, sum is 0. So sum plus 100 will become 100. So I will become 99. Then 99 will be added in the 100. Then it will become 199, and I will become 98. Then 98 will be added into 199. So there is another type of loop. Let me comment this one, and that is a do while loop. So the do while loop is very similar to while loop with one key difference. The body of do while loop is executed once before the test expression is checked. So here in while loop, you can see the test expression is first evaluated, and then the body of this while loop will be executed if the test expression is true. So in do while loop, the one difference is the statements inside the loop will be executed once without checking any condition. After that, the test expression will be checked before the next iterations. So the syntax of do while loop is you will write do and then these brackets and then while, and here you will write test expression, and this will be the body of the do while loop. So let's do an example. Let's write a program which will take numbers from user, and it will add these numbers until user will enter 0. So let's create here a variable of sum that will be of integer type, and the initial value is 0 inside it. So there is another variable that is a user input, and that will be of string type, and we will take value from user by using read line, and here we will write our text expression. So first of all, we will print a statement, enter the integer, and here we will write input equals to read line. So read line basically will give you the string, so you need to add this into the sum variable, so you need to convert it into integer. So for that you will write here to int method, so it will change it into integer. So here we will write that if input is not equal to not equal to 0, so it will rerun again. So here we will print the statement print ln, and here will be sum equals to $sum. So run it again. So here you can see the integer. First of all, this is 1 2 3 4 and 5, and we press 0, so the total sum is 15. So this program is running fine. So guys, if you understand about the for loop, while loop and do while loop, so let's make a program. I am assigning you a simple challenge that take a command in a form of a string from user. So you have to take the commands from user until user enter quit. So if you will successfully do this program, so paste your code in my comment section. Usually break statement is used inside the loops. So suppose you are working with the loops, it is sometimes desirable to determine terminate the loop immediately without checking the test expression. In such case, break is used. It terminates the nearest enclosing loop when encountered without checking the test expression. So this is very similar to break statement works in Java, C++, or C language. So let's see how break works. So it is almost always used with if else construct. So here you can see this is a for loop, and I am writing the syntax. So if here is a test expression, and then you are using here break statement. So whenever this test expression will be true, so break is executed, which terminates the for loop. So let me comment this one, and let's see a bigger picture for this while, do, and for loop. So here you can see in while loop there is a test expression on which this while loop is dependent, and here if condition is here to break the loop. If this condition is true, the break statement will run, and your code will skip all the statements here, and it will go outside the while loop. Similarly, in do while loop, it will work like same. When this break statement will be executed, your flow of the code will come out of the loop. Similarly, in break, it will work like same. So let's take an example of a code. So let me write here a for loop I in 1 to 10, and when this I will be equal to 5, so I want to break this code. So if that is not equal to 5, so I want to print the value of I. So let's run this code. So when the value of I is equal to 5, expression I double equal to 5 inside if is evaluated to true, and break is executed. This terminates the for loop. So calculate the sum until user will enter 0. So let's suppose we will write it by using while loop. So let me comment this code, and here we will make two variables. One will be sum, and the sum will be started from 0, and here variable number is of integer type, and we will take the value from user. So this is the infinite loop in which we write the test expression as true, and let's print the statement enter the value, and here we will take the value from user by using read line. So read line will convert this value into integer, and then we will check here if number double equal to 0, so we will break the loop. Otherwise we will add this number into sum variable. So after all, we will print the sum at the end of the program. So sum equals to $sum. So let's run this code. So let's write here 1 2 3 and then 0. So it should be 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 1 6. So the answer is 6, as you can see here. So there are some Kotlin labeled break. So let me explain you what are Kotlin labeled break. So what you have learned till now is an unlabeled form of break which terminates the nearest enclosing loop. There is another way to break can be used label form. To terminate the desired loop can be an outer loop or inner loop. So let's write a code to see how the labeled break will work. So first of all, you have to give a label. So let's suppose I am giving the label first add. So that is a for loop. I in 1 to 4, and here that is a second loop. So I am making a label. To make any label in Kotlin, you have to write the word, and you have to give the name to the label and then put add sign to tell the Kotlin that this is a label. So j in 1 to 2. So let's print here print ln. So let's print here the value of I and value of j. I and value of j, and if the I is equals to 2, so we will break the first one. Here you can see the 3 break statements. First is break at second, then break at first. So we will break at first. So here you can see that this when I is 1, so this inner loop is running perfectly fine, and when the outer loop value is equals to 2, so at the first iteration it has break the outer loop. So this is the you can say labeled loops. So so here is a little variation in this code. So let me write here break second. So when we will run, let's see the output. What is the change in the output? So here you can see I is 1, I is 2, I is 3, I is 4. So here you can see when the value of I is 2, so the inner loop is braked. So otherwise the inner loop is working fine. The inner loop value is 1, 2, j is 1, 2. So here j is 1, 2 for all the values of I, but at the value of 2 for this I, this j loop is braked. So this is all about the label loop. So in my next video I will explain that what is the purpose of using keyword continue in loop. So what is the difference between continue and break? For your practice, let's write a program which will start from 100 to 1 by using decrement operator, and when you will get the first prime number, your loop should be braked, your outer loop should be braked. So comment your code in the comment section. So I will evaluate your code. Continue statement in loops. So what is a continue expression? Suppose you are working with loops. It is sometimes desirable to skip the current iteration of the loop. In such case, continue is used. The continue construct skips the current iteration of the enclosing loop, and the control of the paradigm program jumps to the end of the loop body. So let me write here its syntax. So while, and here will be text expression 1, and here you have some code written over here, and if this test expression 2 is true, then you are writing here continue, and here is code, some code is present over here. So it is almost always used with if else construct. For example, like this code which I have written over here, if the text expression 2 is evaluated to true, continue is executed, which skips all the codes inside while loop, that is code 2. So let's have a look on a bigger picture. So here you can see while test expression 1, and if test expression 2 is true, the continue will go to the this test expression 1 evaluation. So here if you are using it inside do while loop, so if this test expression is true, test expression 2 is true, So this continue will skip all this code which is written over here, and it will go to the while condition. In for loop, if this condition of if statement is true, so this continue will skip all the code written below this continue statement, and it will go to the for statement again. So let's take an example of code. So let me comment this code. That was just a syntax. So let's write a code over here to understand the continue statement. So I in 1 to 5, this loop will start from 1 and go to 5. So let's print the statement over here. Dollar $I always printed. So if I is greater than 1 and I is less than 5, so we will continue, and here after this if statement I am writing here print line, and here I am writing $I not always printed. So when you will run this code, you can see here this line is inside for loop, but you will see that this line will not run. So let's run this code. This continue will work when I is greater than 2 and I is less than 5. Means for 2, 3, 4, these three values, this continue will work. For I equals to 1, this line will work, and for I is equal to 5, this line will work. So here you can see 1 always printed, 1 not always printed. For the value of 1, when this condition is true, continue will work, and for the value of 2, 3, 4, this continue is working, and this line number 22 is skipping. So here you can see when the I is 5, so this if condition is false, so that's why this line number 22 is executed. So if I write here equals to, and here I is less than equal to 5, so when I rerun this code, you will see that this line number 22 will not executed in any case. So let's suppose let's take an example. So let's take some positive integers, and we want to add all the positive integers, and if the number is negative, so we want to skip it, we don't want to add it. So for that we will make a variable number that we will take from user, and here is a variable sum in which we will calculate the total sum, and we will write for loop I in range of 1 to 6, and here is print statement, and we will write here enter an integer, and user will enter here by using read line, and here we will use toInt to convert this string into integer, and then we will check that if this number is less than equal to 0, then we will continue, otherwise we will add it into the sum, and let's print the overall answer here, $sum. So let's run this code. Let's enter some numbers 1, 3, 5, -1 and 0 and 5. So here you can see that it is not adding any negative number. So let's add this 1 plus 3, that is 4, 4 plus 5, 9, 9 plus 5, 14. So the answer is correct. So as a break statement, like labeled break statement, we have also a continue, labeled continue. So let's see what is meant by labeled continue. So for labeled continue, let me write here a code. This is the label, so you can write it like label, or you can name it like whatever you like to name it. So here at, so whenever we write at, it means that is a label. So for loop I in 1 to 5, and here is another loop, that is j in 1 to 4, and if I is double equal to 3 or j is double equal to 2, so we want to continue. So here you can see a simple continue and continue label with label. So we are calling here continue at here. So we are printing here I equals to dollar I and j equals to dollar j. So let's run this code and we'll see that what is the output. So here you can see when I is equal to j, that is continue, means that is skipping all the things and moving to this one. And if j is double equal to 2, so you can see here whenever j is 2, so it is not running any code that is for j equal to 3 or j equal to 4. So the use of labeled continue is often discouraged, that it makes your code hard to understand. If you are in a situation where you have to use labeled continue, refactor your code and try to solve it in a different way to make it more readable. So functions are basically a code block of code which can be called at multiple places in a program. So let's have a look on the syntax of functions in Kotlin. So you can see in other languages functions have a void or the data type here before function name, so that is known as the function return type. So in Python we write fun keyword and then the name of the function. Let's suppose I am going to make a function of name greet, and here is a parameter of name. So its type is a string, and let's suppose this function will return any string. So I need to write here return data type. So now this function will return only string, so it will not return integer or float or double type or boolean type. So here let me return hello, and then the name of the person who is calling this function. So let's call this function here, and its name is Greek, and I will pass here name, and this is called as named argument. So I will write here Waqas. So let's run this code. So here you can see there is no output here because this function returned this string, and we didn't call here any function of print. So let me write here print, and I will call this function inside here. So here you can see hello Waqas is printed. The other way to call this function is to write a variable name here. Suppose this is a result, and let me write here this function name, and let me write here result. So let's run it and check what will be the output. So the output is same. Similarly, there are single expression function. So there is a function which will add two numbers and will return you the answer. So here I am writing a of type integer and b of type integer. There are two parameters in this function, and the result will be a plus b. So this should be capital I int. So let's call this function here. So I want to store the result of this number in res and or sum, and here let me call this function add, and we'll pass here 2 and 5, and let's print here sum. Okay, run it. So as you can see here 7. So let me write print line here. So here you can see hello world, and the output is 7. So similarly, there are some default parameterized methods. So what are default parameterized functions? So assign default values to parameters to make them optional. So let's suppose there is a function of name create user, and there is name of string type, as should be capital, and age is of int type, and then country of string type, and suppose I want to make it default. So the value is unknown here. So this is the body of this function. So let me print here name and age here and from country. So let's call this function here. So how we will call this function? We will pass name, age and country. So let me create a user with name Waqas and its age is like 25 and its country is Pakistan, and create an other user of name Arijit and its age is suppose 30 and I don't know about his country. So let's run this code and check what will be the output. So here you can see Waqas 25 from Pakistan and Arijit 30 from unknown. So guys, we can call the these methods by named arguments. So what are the name arguments? Let's suppose there is a function of name connection to DB, and here are some parameters like host, that is a string, and port, that is of int type, and then username of string type, and the default value is admin, and password of string type and its default value is suppose secret. And here is the body of this method. So suppose there are some code written over here to make the connection with the DB, and let's call this function here by named argument. So how we can call? We can call it by writing the name of the function. Now write here host. The value of the host is equal to localhost. Now you can pass here port. As you can see here, I am writing the name of the argument here. So the port value will be 5432 and its password is super safe. So as you can see here, I am calling this method by named arguments. So what are the benefits of these type of calls? So we want to avoid confusion in functions with many parameters. For example, styling a UI user interface components, and we want to skip optional parameters without relying on any order. So there can be a combination of default and named arguments. So let me give you an example. Suppose you are building a car with a function. So the function name is build car, and here the type of the car is of string type, and then color so this bracket should be round bracket, color of string type which is equal to black, and the wheels of type integer, and its default value is 4. Then there is a boolean variable has sunroof, because so many cars don't have any sunroof. So let's suppose this is a boolean type, and we are assigning false value to it. And here is a body of this function, and we don't know how this function is building a car. We are just making a function of by using default and named arguments. So let's suppose we want to call this function in the main. So how we will call this function? So let's write here. So build car function, and we are going to assign the values. So here the type is suppose this is an SUV car, and then color is red, and its wheels are 6, and has sunroof value is true. So how this function is called, here you can see here from line number 37 to 42. So as you can see here, this is without default parameter, and these all are with default values. So I am calling all of these variables through named arguments. So guys, hope so you have understood the functions in Kotlin. So I am giving you a challenge. Just write a send email function with parameters to and subject and body and cc. So that cc should be default to empty list. Use named arguments to send an email and cc to your friend. So put your code, paste your code in my comment section and like this video, and subscribe this channel if you are new on this channel, so new videos notifications can be shown to you. Kotlin collections. In Kotlin, collections are used to store and manipulate group of objects and data. There are several type of collections available in Kotlin, including lists. So lists are order collections of elements that allow duplicate elements, and the second one are sets. So sets are unordered collections of unique elements, and then the third one is map. So map is basically a collection of key value pair, where each key is a unique to identify the data or object. So as you know, in other languages there is a concept of hash map or hash table. Basically that is similar to this maps. And the fourth one is arrays. Array is basically a fixed size collection of elements with a specific type. So the last one is sequences, and sequences is basically lazily evaluated collection of elements that can be processed in a pipeline. So let's take an example of creating and using a list in Kotlin. So let's suppose here is a list of name fruits. So this is like a variable name. So here we have to create list of by using method of list of, and let's suppose here are some elements in this list. So banana and orange, and the last one is suppose grape. So let me print here the first element of this list by using subscript. So let's suppose I am writing here 0. So 0 means first index, first value. And similarly, if I want to print the last value, so I can use here fruits dot last. So it will give you the last element. And if you want to iterate on this fruits list, so for that you need to use here for each loop. What is for each loop? You have to define here a variable like fruit. So here we will use in keyword, and here we will use the container name, that is fruits, and then we will print here fruit. So it will print the name of all the fruits. So let's filter some data from this fruits list by using filter function on this list. So let's suppose I am making a variable of name filtered. Suppose this is my variable, and what I am assigning to it from fruits, I want to filter, and what I want to filter in this variable. This variable can be of name item or can be of anything else. So let's suppose I am using here iterator it dot, and I write here starts with. So if this is starts with a, so it will be printed. But let's take a look on the output of this program. So print ln. So here I will write filtered, and let me write here filtered colon, and I will use here dollar filtered, and these brackets will be closed. These double quotes will be closed here. So let's run it. So in this example, basically we create a list of fruits using list of function, which takes a variable number of elements and returns an immutable list. And then we demonstrate how to access elements in the list using indexing and the last function, and how to iterate over the list using a for loop. Finally, we are filtering the data by using the filter method, and we are providing here starts with method on this iterator, and we are passing here A as a prefix. So when we will pass here capital A, so let's see what will be the output of filtered. So here you can see apple is the first element, grape is the last element. Then apple, banana, orange and grape, all are the elements are printed using this line number 16 to 18 code. And this is the filter text, filter list here, which is an apple. So there are some types of these collections, generally main types. So let me comment here types of collections. So what are the types of collections? So one type is an immutable collection, and the second one is mutable collection. So now what is meant by immutable collection? So it means that it supports only read-only functionalities and cannot be modified its elements. So immutable collections and their corresponding methods are here. Let me write here. So the first one is list, and its methods are list of and list of template type T. And similarly the next one is a set, and there is a method of name set of by which we can create the set. And the third one is map, and we can create map by using map of methods. So let's take an example of this list again. So let's suppose here I am making a value of, and I am using a name immutable list. So you can name it whatever you can, and here I am using list of method, and I am writing here Waqas, Ali and Sumit. Let's suppose these are. So if I want to add here, let's suppose I write here add is equal to, and Kamran. So this line will give us error. As you know, here it is giving us error because this is an immutable collection. So I can print that its data by using for each loop item in immutable list, and here I will use print line, and here I will use item. So let's run this code. It should print Waqas, Ali and Sumit, as you can see in the following console. So the second one is set. So as you know, set note stores duplicate values. So here let me create a variable immutable set. This is the name of the variable, and here I use set of method, and I will pass some values. Let's suppose 699000, and then I store Waqas, and then I store Ali. So let's print this set by using for each loop. Let me copy paste this to save our time, and here I will use immutable set. Let's run it, and let me write here a line, and immutable set, and copy this line and paste over here immutable list. So let's run it and check what will be the output. So here you can see in set the 6 stores one time, 9 stored one time, and duplicate value is ignored, and 0 stored. So whenever in Kotlin or in mobile application or web development, you need to store the unique values while data is coming from a source where there is a chance of duplicate values, so you will use set to store them. So now we will take a look on map. So map is basically a key value pair. Key should be unique. So let me create here variable and immutable map, and the method is map of, by using which we can store the values. So 9 2, and I am storing here suppose Mahipal, and then I am writing here 8 2 Nikhil, and here I use 7 to Rahul. So let's print the output of this code. So I will print here 4 by using for each loop. First of all, I will get key from its keys. So map dot keys. So this it will return a set is a unique number of unique elements, so it will return as a set, and we will iterate on that set, and we will print here immutable map, and we will access the data by using key. So let's run this code, and before that just print here immutable map. Let's run it. So here you can see Mahipal, Nikhil and Rahul, so that are mapped on these keys. So guys, the second type was this mutable collections. For mutable collections, let me copy this one and paste over here. And what is meant by mutable? Mutable means you can edit or add data, means you have both read and write functionalities of these ones. So you will use here mutable list of method. Similarly, you will use here array list of, or you can say here you will use array list. So these are all the types of mutable lists. Similarly, for set you have to write here mutable set of, and the second method to create this set mutable set is hash set of method. And for map you will use mutable map of, and then you can use hash map of method to create the map, and you can use just hash map here. So let's copy this code. Let paste here, and here we will write mutable list, and here I will use mutable list and mutable list of m should be small. So mutable list of, and suppose these are the names stored in the data. So I will write here mutable list, and let me write here index, and I am storing here Kamran. So and let me add here mutable list and dot add, and in add method we are storing Adi. So let's print this mutable list. So let's see the answer. So here I will write mutable list. Let's run it and see the output. So what is the error? Okay, we need to change the variable names here. Mutable, and here I will use mutable. Okay, so let me change here. Let me write mutable set of, and okay, and you can now add values in this set. So let me write here mutable set dot add, and 2, and mutable set dot add, and 5. So okay, update this text mutable set, and here what we will use here, we will use here mutable map of method. Mutable map of, and we will pass this data into it, and here I will write mutable map, and I need to store here, suppose mutable map dot put the key is suppose 1, and its value is Parveen, and here is another entry. So key is 4 and data is Adi. So let's print this mutable map. Okay, so let's run this code and see what is the output. So here you can see mutable. So this is the mutable set. Here you can see mutable 690 and Waqas, Ali 2 and 5 are added. So in mutable map we added Parveen and Adi, and in mutable list we added Adi. So I hope so you now got the idea of mutable and immutable collections. So let's meet in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. So create a list of your family names and store the data of your family members into it, and then print the final answer and paste this code in my comment section. In this video I will tell you about null pointer exception. As you know, if you are working in Java or any other language that has concept of null reference, then you must have experienced about null pointer exception in the code. So Kotlin compiler also throws null pointer exception if it found any null reference without execution any other statement. So there are some causes for null pointer exception in Kotlin. So let me write here that ones. So null pointer exception can be occurred if you explicitly call through null pointer exception. So if we call the function that is null pointer exception, then it will this function will give us an error of null pointer exception. So if we are using this double exclamation mark operator, then the value can be null, and there can be some data inconsistency with regard to initialization. If that value is uninitialized, then it that variable can give you null pointer exception. So there are two types of objects in Kotlin. One are nullable and the second one are non-nullable, you can say. So let's suppose if you are making here a variable, and the variable is s1 and its type is string, and you stored here Greek. So if s1 is equal to null, now that will be a compilation error. That will give you compilation error, because as you can see here, null cannot be a value of no null type of type string. So if you want to store the null value here, so you will have to make a variable s2. So suppose the variable name is s2 and the data type is of string, and you will have to use here question mark. Now you can store null value to this. So let's suppose I am storing here programming with Rana Waqas. Now I am assigning null value to it. So here you can see it's working. So if I print here this s2, so let's see what will be the output. Okay, so here you can see the value is null. Similarly, if you are using this syntax, so you can use s1.length. It will give you the length of, because in s1 you cannot assign any null value, but for s2, if you are going to get the length of this s2, so s2 can be of null. It can have a value of null. So null value will not have any length, so it will give you there is a chance that it can give you the error. So let me give you an example of code here. Let me comment this one and copy this s2 variable from here, paste it over here, and here I am print line this s2, and I have to check if this s2 is not equal to null. Then I will print the length of this string. So I can say string length is $s2 dot length. I can say it. Otherwise, in else part, what I can say print ln and here I can say null string. So if s2 is equal to null, let's suppose I stored the null value in it. Now I can copy this code from here and paste it over here. So here you can see for this line number 19 it will be true, and it will print the length of this programming with Rana Waqas string. And when I will assign this null value to s2, it will give you this else output, means null string. So there is a shortcut to write this one. Besides using this statement, you can use question mark for it before calling any method. So suppose you are calling the length method, so before this dot you will use question mark operator. So let me comment this code, and let me tell you that what I want to say to you. So variable, suppose there is a first name variable, first name, and first name is of string type, and let me store here Rana, and here variable is last name, and last name is also a string type, and question mark equal to, here there should be a question mark here, and here I am storing null value. So let me print here some data. So let me write here first name question mark dot, and then I will write here to uppercase, suppose to uppercase, and then I want to print the length of this one. So here first name dot question mark dot, and length, and here I want to print the I want to convert the uppercase to this last name. So let me copy this line, and here I write last name. So I don't need to check either the value of last name is null or not. So let's run this code. So here you can see Rana 4 and null value. So guys, there are two methods which you can use in your code. The one is let, and the other one is also. So to explain you this let and also concept, I have to make here a variable of name string list, and suppose there is an list of type string, and it can have values of null. So I am going to create the list of method. If you are not aware of collections and list of method, you can watch my previous video on it. So let me write here suppose the some text here. So this is text one, and here is 4, and here is null value, and the last one is program. Suppose this is the list. So let me create a new list. So variable, this is the new list in which I have nothing. So I will create it by using list of, and that is an empty list. So this list can also have a null value. Okay, so here I am going to traverse this string list. So to traverse this string list, I am using for each loop. So here item in string list, and then one by one the text, this string will come into this item, and we will write here item question mark dot. It means that item can be null. So if it is not null, then let's apply here let, and let means you are going to make a new list. So new list will be equal to this list will be updated. Okay, so new list will be updated by the new list dot plus, means it will add into this list this it means this, that is a iteration on this item, so that will go into the new list. So here I want to print it also. So I will write here, the one way is to print this new list. We will have to write here a loop, that for each loop on this new list to print the list, but there is an method of name also. So I will write here also, and I will apply here iteration. In this iteration means it, every item will come into this, and let me print here this the value of this it. So let's run this code and see what will be the output. So here you can see text1 4 and program, all the values without this null. So you can say that you are filtering the values from here. So hope so you got an idea of let also and this nullable and non-nullable strings, you can say, and null pointer exception. Here we will meet in the next video with another topic. So don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, and if you have any question or query, so you can comment in the comment section. I will try to answer your questions. In this video I will tell you about strings in Kotlin, how we can use it, and how we can apply different functionalities on strings. So let's talk about what are strings. So strings, an array of characters is called a string in Kotlin. Strings are mostly similar to Java strings but have some newly added functionalities. So Kotlin strings are also immutable in nature. So as you know, immutable means you cannot edit or change elements in the string, and you cannot increase or decrease the length of the string. So to declare the string in Kotlin, we need to use double quotation marks. So let me create here a variable of name, and its type is string, and let me write here a value, programming with Rana Waqas. This is the value of this string. Let's suppose you not write the data type of this name variable. So by default the data type will be converted to string type. So let's create an empty string in Kotlin. How we can create empty string? So we will use class of string. So let's suppose I am going to create an empty str, and let's create it by using default constructor of the string class. And there are three ways in which you can access string elements in Kotlin. The first one is using indexes. So let's suppose if you want to access this variable, suppose v is equal to, and here you write suppose hello, and the name of the string is let's suppose str, and you are going to print here all the characters of this str. So you can use indexing. So the index 0 will print h, and then e, double l, and o. So let's change the value of this index, otherwise it will print just h. So 1 2 3 and 4. So let's run this code, and we'll see what will be the output. So the other way to access string is to iterate it by using loop. So the output will be same if we will use here loop. Let's suppose I use here char character in str. So it will give us character by character, but we can use here suppose I in str, and str dot indices. So indices will give you integer list, so that will have integer indexes. So I will print here str and I. So you will see that. Okay, so here you can see hello. So the other way is to get the values by using get method of string. So let me write here get, and here I will pass this index. Now if I will run again, so you will see the same output. So here you can see the output is same as previous. So guys, there is a concept of a string template. Let's suppose you want to print anything in double quotation marks. Let's suppose I am writing here print ln, and I want to print the length of the str. So I need to print that string in this bracket. So I will use $, and here I will use this name of the variable, and then I will write here str has length of, and here I want to print the length. So how I can print the length? So I will use $, here, and inside these braces I will use str dot length. Now let's run this code. So here I will use backslash and so that the output will be in the next line. So here you can see hello has a length of 5. So like this length method and get method, there is a method of name subsequence. So what is mean by subsequence? In other languages we study the concept of substring. So substring is a part of a string. So here is a subsequence. So I want to print the subsequence from this str. So if I write here substring subsequence and I will pass here the starting index and the last index. Suppose I pass here 6, so it will give me the string from 0 to 5, not 6, 0 to 5. Okay, last index will be you can say exclusive. So here the total number of characters are 5, so I cannot use here 6. So let me write here name variable. In name variable there is a programming with Rana Waqas, so we will get the first 6 letters. So let's run this code. So here you can see that first 6 letters are program. Okay, so let's see what is mean by compare to. What compare to method can help us in programming. So let's suppose you have 2 strings. So one string is str1. So let me write here str1, and in str1 I have written here hello, and in str2 I have written here suppose love. So or you can write here just lo, and I want to print the output of str1 dot compare to, and I will pass here str2. So let's see what will be the output. So you can see here it is giving us minus 36. So let's suppose you write here hello my hello, and here you write hello. Let's run it again. So here you can see the output is 7. 7 means you are this hello is present at the 7th position. So here you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and after 7 position there is hello is present over here. So there is a concept of string literals. So in string literals, what is mean by string literals? String literals means if you are making here a string, suppose paragraph, and you can write this string by using escape sequences. So suppose you write here world is amazing, and you don't want to print it in a single line, so you write here backslash n, and here backslash n also, and let's print the output of this paragraph. So you can see here world is amazing. So similarly you can write multi-line strings in this string variable by using triple quotes. So here I write para1, and here I am going to use this you can say this tetra quotation mark. So here I will write my, and then here I use name, and here I use is, and here I use Waqas, and here I want to trim the margin, so I write trim margin here, and if I print this para1, so let's see what will be the output. So here you can see name is Waqas, my name is Waqas is here, so here we need to write this one also. So let's run it. So here you can see my name is Waqas, and there is no any margin present at here. So similarly you can compare two strings by using double equal to and triple equal to quotation mark. So suppose there is a string e1 in which you have stored my name, and similarly in v2 you have stored Waqas. So you can compare these both by using, so let me write here print ln, and suppose there is e3 also, and e3 has Waqas in it. So I can write here e2 double equal to e3. So it should give me true value because Waqas and Waqas is same. So if I use here print ln and I use here e1 double equal to e2, so it will give me false value because two values are not equal. And if I print here e2 double triple equal to e3, so let's see what will be the output of this one, e2 double equal to e3. So as you can see here, both this e2 and e3 are pointing to the same string pool value, that is Waqas. So that's why it is giving us true value, because in memory there is only single Waqas is present, and this e2 and e3 are pointing to the same memory location. So that, and its content is also same, so that's why it is giving us true value. And it is giving us true at e2 and e3 because the value is equal. So what is difference between double equal to and this triple equal to? So in triple equal to, it is also checking that either e2 and e3 are pointing to the same memory location or not. Make two strings and take the value from user, and then compare that two strings with each other, and paste your code in the comment section. See you in the next video. Thus in this video we will talk about exception handling. So how we can do exception handling in Kotlin? So first of all, we need to think about what is exception handling. So if you have experienced any software which crashed while you are working on it, or you are doing very important task, and suddenly the software is crashed due to any logical error by the programmer. So we want to prevent that program crash. So for that we need to handle that error or that logical mistake. So that is known as exception, and that is why we call this concept as exception handling. So if you know, in mathematics, if we divide any number by 0, so it gives us an error. So that is a logical error, so that will crash your software. So if we want to prevent from the crash, we need to write the code in a block of try catch. So let's write try, and here you will write that code which might have any error, logical error. So let's suppose I am making here a variable of result, and I am dividing 10 by 0. So as you know, in mathematics we cannot divide any number by 0. So in catch, we this line will throw an exception. So that exception need to be cached here. So that will come in this e. So you can if you don't write here any data type of this e, you can write here r also, error also. So that is not important, that is not necessary that you will write only the e here. So the type of exception is arithmetic exception, because the exception is related to this division. So I will print here message. Let's write here oops, can't divide by 0, can't divide by 0. And guys, you can print here message also from this exception class, that is arithmetic exception. We can get the message also, that will be a specific. And if we want to, if exception will come or not, we want to run a code in any of the case, then we will write that code in the finally clause. So let's suppose here I write clean up code. So let's run this code. So here you can see oops, can't divide by 0, and that message is message is related to the error that you are dividing a number by 0. So here you can see the finally code will be run, either the exception will come or not. So guys, the key points are always catch specific exceptions like null pointer exception or input output exception. If you are working on file handling and you are writing and reading the data from the file, so whenever the file will give any exception, you will write the code here and will accept the input output exception here, and you will definitely close the files, and that the code to close the files will be in the this finally clause. So similarly, let me comment this code here, and let me tell you that try can return a value to you. So you can let me make a variable here past number. Let's suppose this is my variable and I am writing here try, and in this try block I want to um, convert this string into integer. So I am calling toInt method, and of course that will not convert to integer because 123a is not an integer. So I will accept the error here, and I will assign the data type to this e, that is a number format exception. So I will return -1. So either the the string which will be converted into integer will be passed into number, so that will come into this passed number. So otherwise the -1 will come here. So I can print here this passed number. So you can see here is -1. So if I write here just 123 in the string format, so let me run this code. So here guys you can see 123. So guys, you can throw your own exception also. Let me tell you that how you can throw your exceptions. So let's have a method here fun, and calculate age is a method, and here we will pass age in the format of int. If that age will be less than 0, so we will throw an exception here. So that will be illogical ill. So let me write here illegal argument exception. So here I will write my message which I will print when exception will occur. So age can't be negative. So the rest of the code will be here. If the age is correct, not invalid, so here will be the correct code for it. So let me call this method over here. So I will call this method in try block. So I will call calculate age, and I will pass -5 here. So that will give me an exception. I have to catch here exception of type illegal argument exception, and here I will print the message. So e dot message, let's see what will be the message. So age can't be negative. So guys, you can also make your own exceptions. So in future when I will upload videos on object oriented programming, and I will make classes, so at that time we will make our own exception by using in concept of inheritance. So stay tuned with my channel, don't forget to subscribe it, and also press bell icon so you can get the notification of future videos. Kotlin input output API that is basically used to reading from and writing to files. So in this video we are going to discuss how to read from file using input reader in Kotlin, and how to write into the file. So let's start with reading the file. So there are a lot of ways to go about reading from a file, but it is very important to understand the motivation behind them, so as to be able to use the correct one for our purpose. So first we will try to get the input stream of the file and use the reader to read the content. So let's suppose you have a file in your directory where this main.kotlin file is present. Let's suppose here I am going to make another file of name data.txt, and in this file I am going to write, hey, this is programming channel, don't forget to subscribe and like. So let's suppose this is the content in the file. Let's save it and come into this main.kotlin file, and here we will read it. So let's make a variable here input stream, and this variable belongs to input stream class, input stream, and let's make a let's make an object of a file by calling its overloaded constructor, and here I am going to pass the name of the file. So if the file is present in the same folder where this code is present, so don't need to write here the complete path of this file, just write here the name of the file. So it will help you to read the content of it. Otherwise you have to write here complete path like this. So let's call here dot input string. So it will return you the object of input stream. So that will come into this input stream pointer. So let's take another variable of input string in which we will read the lines. So I will use here input stream object, and I will use here reader, and by using here dot use, so it will give us the complete text. Okay, so we will write that complete text will come into this iterator, and from this iterator I will uh, use read text. So let's print this text. Input string, run it. Okay, so here you can see the error that system cannot find the file specified. Okay, let's open it in Explorer, cut it from here, and paste it over here in the directory of the complete project, and let's run it again. So here you can see data.txt file. So you can see the output. So this piece of code simply takes all the text in the file and prints it on the console. Another way of reading file contents is by directly creating the reader of the file as we do in this code, which I am going to write here. So you can make a variable of name input string, and I will use here file, and inside this file constructor I will write data dot txt, and then I will write here use dot reader, and then I will write here use, and inside use I will write here iteration dot read text, and then I will print it. So input string. So let's run it. So here is the output. So now if we want to read the file line by line, because we want to do some processing on each line, so in this case we will use the function use lines method in place of this use method. So let's have a look. So let me create a list here. So let me call it list of lines, and I need to create here mutable list of type string. That is don't put semicolon here, because it's Kotlin. In other languages like C++ and Java, we need to write a semicolon at the end of each line. So here I will read the file. So input stream, and the data type of this object is input stream, and I will use here file, and the file name here txt, then input stream, then I will use this object, and I will write here reader, and after reader I will use here use lines. What I will do in this use lines method, so it will give me lines. So I will use here this lambda function. So in this lines, all the lines will come into this lines, and I will apply dot for each loop on these lines, and when I will get this iteration, this it means every line will come into this it. Every line from these lines will come into this. So what I will do, I will just put it into the list of lines. So I will write here it. So let's print all the lines by using list of lines dot for each, and here we will use print line, and here I will use iteration, and we can use dollar sign with each line. So let's run it, and we'll see what is the output. So here you can see this is the line 1 and this is the line 2. So alternatively we wish to use a reader directly on the file, so we can do all this stuff like this one. So we need this list of lines here, and what we will use, we will okay cut this. Okay, so you can uncomment this code, uncomment, and from here you can remove this one. So here you will use directly this reader, and let me uncomment this one and let's run it again. So this is all about the, you can say, file handling in Kotlin. So in future we need to process some files of data in which, let's suppose, client has provided us with the data files, and we need to read all the files, and we want to process these files and give some meaningful output to the user. Write a code in which you have a file of data.txt, and in data.txt, suppose there are a few integer numbers are here, and read all the numbers and print the average and sum of all these numbers. So put your code in the comment section, so let's see who write the best code. So in this video we will talk about object oriented programming. So there are two ways to write code for a software. One is a procedural programming in which we write functions, and we divide our application into different functions. And the other way is object oriented programming. What is meant by object oriented programming? Actually, we combine the related variables and related functions, and we make a class, and by making a class we can reuse that code. So OOP is basically a faster and easier to execute, and OOP provides very clear structures for the program. So it depends on that how many classes you have in your program. So you will have the separate files for each of the class. So in that way you can easily separate your code, or if you want any change in your code, it is easy to manage the code. So OOP helps to keep the Kotlin code dry. Dry means D for don't, R for repeat, and Y for yourself, and makes the code easier to maintain and modify and debug. So, and OOP makes it possible to create full reusable applications with less code and shorter development time. So you will have, let's suppose you have a class of fruit, let's suppose. Then if you have some functionality written in this fruit, so you will make an object of apple or banana and mango. So all of these objects will have same properties like these fruit. Similarly, if you have an object of class of car, so car can have object of Volvo, Audi, and Toyota, etc. So let's move towards the syntax of defining the classes. So class, a simple class will have properties and functionalities. So what is meant by properties? Properties means variables, characteristics. Let's suppose you are going to make a class of student. So student have ID, name, CGPA, etc. So these all are the properties of student. So let's make a class of car. So here you can see I am using the keyword class to define a class, and always keep in your mind that the first letter of class name should be capital. And let's suppose this car has some properties like brand, and the brand value is empty. Model values will be defined from the main function. So year, so var, year. Why I am not writing here why I am writing var? So var means you can modify its value. So always object can modify its value. If we don't, if we want that car will have only one brand, so this it will be changed into val, and here we will write the brand of the car if we don't want to change the brand in future. So this is the class. So this is the class, you can say. This is the concept of encapsulation. Encapsulation means you write the related code, like you apply brakes, and you apply race on it, you apply different gates on it. So these all functionality will be written in this class. So let's make it simple. We have just make the properties of this object of this car class. Now we want to use this car. To use this car we will make object. So to make object we will write here val c1 C1 is an object of this car. Okay, so here we can access the properties by writing C1 and access operator. This dot means access operator. We will write here brand, and brand value is, let's suppose, Ford, and C1 dot model, and its model is here should be equal to sign Mustang, and here C1 dot year is 1969. Now if we want to print all the values, so how can we print the values? We will use print line here, and here we will use brand colon and C1 dot with dollar sign C1 dot brand, and backslash n, then we will write model colon, and here we will write dollar sign, and here we will use C1 dot model, and lastly it's year dollar sign, and C1 dot, we will use curly braces, not round brackets, so year. So let's run it and see what will be the output. So here you can see the object output. So similarly, you can create a multiple objects. So this is the one object. Now if we will create another object, valc2 is equal to car, and this is the constructor. In my next video I will talk about the constructors, type of constructors, default constructor, overloaded constructor. So if you have not subscribed my channel, subscribe it, and also press the bell icon so upcoming video notifications can be notified to you. So this is a C2 object. C2 will have brand, model and year separately in it. And now we will write here, let's copy this 3 lines and paste it over here, and use here C2, C2 and C2. So here I will write 1974, and let's suppose its value is Civic, and its brand is, suppose, Honda. So let's copy this line and paste it over here, and here we will use C2 brand, C2 model and C2 year. So let's run it. Here you can see the values of 2 objects. To make it simple, we can also make here a function to display the value of this. So let's suppose fun, and define here display car, and here we will pass the car object, and in these brackets, what is the error here? So a type annotation is required, so here we will write car. Okay, and here we can use var. So what it is saying, var and function are not allowed, so here remove it. So now we will call here display car, and we pass here C1, and then again display car, and here C2. Don't need to write these lines multiple times, just cut this line from here and paste inside the display method, and use here C. So first display call will take C1 as an argument, and that C1 will come to this C, and we use this C to print the brand, model and year. Then after that display method will pass this C2 as an argument, and that will come into this C. Now C is behaved like C2. So let's run this code. So you can see that the output is same. Now you have written this code in a single file. So just cut this code from here and make a separate file, make a separate class of Kotlin. So as you can see that we can write Java code in Kotlin also, so that's why you can see here Java class. So Kotlin class, let's name it car. As you can see here, car.kt file has been created, and paste that code in here. So from onward we will code all the classes in separate files. So now if we will run this code, here you can see it's not giving any error. So run this file. So here you can see the output. In my next video I will talk about constructors. So just make a class of your favorite object, and suppose create a class of a student, write the properties of student, and make 3 objects of student in main, and paste the code in my comment section. Take care. See you in next video. In my previous video, we discussed about classes and objects, and we created a class of car in a separate file, and these three variables were the properties of this class. And in main, we created two objects. One was C1 and one was C2. In today's video, we will talk about the object creation through constructor, overloaded constructor. So this was the default constructor, we can say default constructor, and we have to set all the values through c1 dot property name, and then equal to the data, like c1 dot property name is model and the data is suppose Mustang, and this was the one way to create objects and set the values. The other way is to create an object is, let's write here val and c1 equals to car, and we will pass here the data. To pass here the data, we need to make some changes here. We will have to define here overloaded constructor. So this is the default constructor. So now if we want to define the overloaded constructor, we have to write here var brand colon string. So first argument from main will be the brand, let's suppose Ford, and here the second argument will be model. So let me write here var model colon string, and the third will be the year, and it will be of integer type. So let's make an object through overloaded constructor in main. So I will write here the values, and the year is 1969, and let's cut this line. Let's run it and see what will be the output. So you can see that this is the one-liner initialization of all the values. So as you can see here, the output brand, model, and year. Now let's create three separate objects in by using one-liner initialization through overloaded constructor. So here this is BMW and X5, and its model is 1999. Similarly, there is third object, that is Tesla. Brand is Tesla, and its model is Model S, and its year is 2020. So let's print all these objects by using this display car method. So this will be C2 and this will be C3. Let's run it. Okay, you can see here these are the three cars. So in my next video we will talk about functions. As in my previous video I told you about what is a class. A class is a blueprint for creating objects. It defines properties and behaviors. So behavior means function, and functions and properties means variables. So here you can see there are just these variables. Now let's create another class to understand about the functions inside the classes. So let's create a class of name person. So there is a person class, and a person has suppose name and age. So var and name colon string, and this is empty, and similarly var age colon, and we are I think so I created the class in Java, so I don't need to create class in Java. I need to create class in Kotlin. So let's delete this file from this intelligent, right click again, and here we will create Kotlin class. So I am creating person class. So person has two properties such as var name colon string, and its value is empty, and var age colon int, and its value is 0. So let's create a person in main. So let me delete this code from here, and let's make here a person object. So suppose valp, and this is equal to the person, and here we pass these values to this p, and suppose I am passing the values from here. Person name is suppose Ali, and its age is 25. So I need to define a constructor here. The one way is to write all the variable names here, and the other way to write the constructor is by using constructor keyword. So let me write here constructor, and I will write here name colon string type and age colon int type. And inside this constructor I will write this dot name. Why I'm using this dot name? Because if I write name equals to name, these both names are this parameter, so I have to write here this dot name equals to name, and similarly this dot age equals to age. I want to define here a function which I will call from main. So suppose that function name is introduce. So fun introduce, and here I am just printing a line that hi, my name is dollar name, and I am years old. So let's call this method from main and let's see what will happen. So here we will use p dot introduce. So let's run it and see what is the output. So as you can see here, this is the output of this function call. Similarly, we will define all the related functions of this person inside this person class. So suppose here I want to define here a function display, and let's cut this line from here and remove it and paste this line inside here. And I will not use here c dot because this model brand and year are present here in the parameter. So let's call here, let's make here object of car c1 vl c is equal to car, and let's pass here brand, that is Honda, and Civic, and 2024. So let's call that display method here, display. Let's run it. So you can see here the output of that display method. So you can create your own functions related with that. Function should be related to car inside the car class, and the function should be related to this person if you are writing the functions inside this person class. So create a class of date, and set the date from main, jo date of birth, and print your date of birth by using a display method, and that display method should be defined inside the date class. And after completing the code, just paste your code inside the comment section. Let's have a look on your coding style. In this video, we will talk about design principles in object-oriented programming. So there are so many design principles in object-oriented programming languages like C#, Java, Kotlin, and Python also. So what is meant by design principle? Design principle is the way how you code and how you make your code reusable. So a design principle where objects are composed of other objects rather than inheriting from the parent class or superclass. So this concept is known as composition, means one object is composed of another object. This type of a relationship will be identified by has a keyword in literature. So both the objects will have has a relationship. Let's suppose a car has a engine, a building has a room, a laptop has a memory, or a mobile phone has a SIM card. So all of these concepts are related to the composition. So in this video I am talking about suppose a car has a engine. So here you can see engine is another class, car is another class. So the object of engine will be composed in the class of car. So this type of concept provides better modularity and flexibility, and it also encourages code reuse by allowing independent classes to be combined. So let's have an example with respect to code. So we need to think that which object is dependent on which object. So here you can see car object is dependent on engine object. So engine, we have to make the engine class before writing the class of car. So let's create a class of engine, and here val, and its engine type. So this is a string type. So how you make a simple class, I have already taught you in my previous video session. So you can watch this playlist, and the link of the playlist is given in the description of this video. So let's create a function of start. So let me print here that type engine is starting. Okay, so this is the engine class. Of course, I am making here a very simple class. So engine can have various variables, its type, its company, its horsepower, like this, and all of the variables will be declared like this. Here you will put comma, and then you will write and other variables. So let me create another class which is car. So in car, we have to make an object of engine. So its data type is engine. So here you can see I am making an object of engine here inside the car class. It means that car is composed of the engine. Car has an engine. Okay, so fun. Let's suppose there is a function of name drive, and I have to start the engine before driving the car. So I will write here engine, engine dot means the name of the object dot, and I will call the function of that class. And let me print here car is moving. Okay, now let's create the complete class of car object here in main. So what we will do, because we have to pass the engine to the car, so I will create the object of engine here, and suppose its type is v8, and the other object is my car, and it will be created by passing the my engine object to this car object. So I will drive this car. So here you will see the output. As you can see, the car class contains an instance of engine rather than inherit. There is no any inheritance here. So what is inheritance and how we implement inheritance in Kotlin, I will tell you about it in my next videos. So don't forget to subscribe this channel. So here you can see the output. Okay, now let's suppose you have a house with multiple rooms, not a single room. There are a lot of rooms in a house. So let me I created the car and engine class here in the same file. So let me create first of all the room class in another file. So let's right click here, and a new not Java class, we will create Kotlin class. But we can use Java classes in Kotlin code as well. So here I will write room, and we will make here variable of name. Its name is name, so string, and there is a function of describe. Inside this function there is a message, and what is the message? This is the dollar name. So this name will be printed here. Okay, so let's create another class, Kotlin class, and that class is a house class. Okay, so this house can have a multiple rooms. So I have to create here a list of room type. Okay, list of room type. So this list can store multiple rooms in it. So there is a function of show rooms. So this function will show all the name of the rooms which are present in this house. So we need to write here for each loop. So room in rooms, and here we will call the room dot describe method. Now the both classes are ready. So let's move towards the main. So comment this code from main function, and let's create a living room object. So room, and its name is living room. Let's create another two rooms. One is kitchen, so kitchen, and the other one is drawing room. Okay, now we will create a house. So there is an object of my house, so we will create by calling its constructor, and here we will pass the list. So we will pass the list by calling the list of method, and we will convert all these objects into a list. So here you will pass the living room, then kitchen, and then drawing room. Okay, let's call the showroom method from my house that will show you all the descriptions of the rooms. So you can see the house has multiple room objects. So this is the living room, this is the kitchen, and this is the drawing room. So basically composition allows dynamic association. What is meant by association? Association means that how many objects are associated with how many other objects. Like a driver can drive a single car, so we can call it one-to-one relationship. House can have multiple rooms, so this is a relationship association, relationship of one to many relationship. Like many students are taught by a single teacher, so you can call it many to one relationship. Okay, so there is another example from real world employee and its address. So let me comment this code, and let me create the code here, but you will always create the classes here in a separate file. So I am saving the time, so here I make a class of address, and there is two variables. One is city is of string type, and the second one is suppose country. So country is also of a string type. So there is a function of name full address. So this function will return us the string, which is concatenation of this city and this country. Okay, so this is fine. When we will call this full address method, so it will return us the city and the country after concatenation. So let's create here a class of name employee. So employee has a variable of name and type of string, and here it's address. So we will make an object of address. Okay, here you can see the object of an address. So there is a function of name show details. This function will show all the details of an employee. So name is name lives in, and here we will call full address method. So how we will call it by writing here of name of the object dot full address. So let's make an object here in the main and check the functionality is either working fine or not. So let me create here an employee address, and suppose its address is New York and USA. New York, city is New York, and country is USA. Then another variable employee, and its type is employee, and I will pass here the name of the employee, suppose Waqas, and here the address of this employee. So let's call the method employee dot show details. Okay, so this is fine. So now you can identify the composition in the requirement of a client, and you can write the code by using the concept of composition. So comment the two classes where you think that one is composed of an other class, and don't forget to like this video and share it with others to learn programming. In this video we will explore one of the core concept of object oriented programming, that is known as inheritance. So whether you are a beginner or brushing up your Kotlin skills, this is for you. So what is inheritance? Inheritance allows one class to inherit properties and functions from one and other class, and it's a way to create new class based on an existing one. So think of a dog as a type of animal. So it has all the characteristics of here let me write here dog inherits from animal. So you can see that it has all the characteristics of an animal, but can also have some specific feature of its own. So we can call this animal as superclass. So superclass is also known as parent class. So I can call here that this animal is a superclass, and there is a concept of subclass, means child class. So child class, subclass, these both words are explaining the same thing. So dog is inherits from animal. Dog is a child and animal is a parent class. So let's see a basic example where we create an animal class and a dog class that inherits from it. So let's write here class of animal. So I have a question for you, that which class should we write first, parent class or child class? So in real life you can see that parents come first in this word before us, so we will create class of animal first. So we need that all these methods should be accessible to its child class. So we want to make it parent of dog class, so we will write here an open keyword. Open means all the function, all the things written inside this class are public, and they can be accessible through the dog class. So let me write here a print function, and this print function will print animal is eating. So this is the super class method. So let's create here a class of name dog, and its parent is animal. So we will use this colon for inheritance. This colon stands for inheritance. Like in Java we use extend, in C++ we use colon. So here in Kotlin we also use the same colon here. So as you can see here, this is the animal class. So we will write here the child class method, that is a bark method. So every animal, not bark, but every animal eat. So bark is a functionality that is only associated with the dog. So let me write here print, and dog is barking. And let's create object of dog in main function. So val dog is equal to dog, and now you can see here we can call two methods. One is bark and one is eat. So if I call eat method, so it means that that method is inherited from animal to dog. So if I call bark method, so that is on method. So let's run it. Okay, as you can see here, animal is barking and dog, animal is eating and dog is barking. So there is a concept of method overriding. Method overriding, you can say method which is present in a parent class, and you want to modify its implementation in the child class. Suppose what if we want the dog makes its own version of eat method? So that's where method overriding comes in. So let's suppose here I want to write the eat method again. So I will use the keyword override here, and fun and eat. Keep in mind that the header of this function should be same for the child class if you are overriding it. To override any method, you have to make that method open in the parent class. So here you can see, if I am not writing here open, so if your cursor will come over here, and eat in animal is final. So final means you cannot change anything in this method. So all classes in Kotlin by default are final. So we use open keyword to make them changeable. So here you can see that cannot be overridden. So we have to write here open, and now you can see here the override is working fine. So let me print here that dog is eating dog's food. Okay, now if we will call this eat method from the object of dog, so which method is nearest to the object of dog? Of course its own method is nearest to this object, so it will call the overridden method. So not inherited method, it will call the its own overridden method. So let's run it. Okay, so dog is eating dog's food and dog is barking. So what if you want to call the parents method also inside this this method which is written in the child class? So here if you will write here eat, so it will become it will become recursion in programming. Recursion means recursive call. This function will call itself again and again. Here you can see it is also showing that IntelliJ is showing you that this is a recursive call. So it will be an infinite loop. So I want to call the parents method, so I will use the keyword of super. Super is used to call the functions of a parent class. So super dot eat, so it will call the parents method. Okay, so let's run it and see what will be the output. So here you can see animal is eating, dog is eating dog's food, and dog is barking. So let's take a real world example. So let's say we have a person class and an employee class that inherits from it. So how you will know from literature that if your client send you requirements and you have to write it software in object oriented programming paradigm, so how you will know that there is a composition or inheritance? In my last video I told you that composition can be identified by the keyword has a keyword. Suppose car has a engine, so that is a composition. If you didn't watch that video, that description of that playlist is in my description box, so you can click on that and watch that video also. So here inherit, how you will know that is there an inheritance between these classes or not? So there is a keyword, is a keyword. So as I am talking about that dog is a animal, so you know that the animal is a parent class and dog is a child class. So similarly, if an employee is a person, so that is not possible that you will say that the employee has a person. So employee don't has a person, so employee is a person is a correct literature sentence. So it means that parent class is on the right side of isa and child class is on the left side of isa. So you have to make here class of person. So let's make a class of person, and person will have its name, as should be capital here in Kotlin for string, and there is a method open and introduce. We will override this method in child class, so that's why I am making it open. So print line, and here I will use hi, I am the name of the person which will come into this variable. So let's make a variable here class employee, and employee will have also name, and that will be a of string type, and there will be another variable company in which the employee is working. So the company is of string type, and here I will call the person, and I will pass here the name which will come to this employee, that will go to the person class, and that will store into this name. Okay, so let's create here override method and function introduce. So that is the introduce method. So let me remove the super dot introduce. So I will print here hi, I am name, and I work at company. So let's make object of this employee in main class. So VL emp is equal to employee, and we will pass here the name, suppose Ali, and company is Google, and let's call the introduce method. So emp dot introduce, let's run it. So this is the output. So what if you remove this one from here, and you write here print, just print, not print, you write here super dot, and you call here introduce. So let's run it. So guys, hope you understand the concept of inheritance in Kotlin. So don't forget to subscribe my channel, like this video, and comment two classes where you think that there is an inheritance between that classes. So if you have any question, you can comment it, or if you want to learn a personalized learning of mobile application development, you can contact me on my number. My mobile number and my email address is written in description blog. So see you in my next video. Take care. class. Today we are diving into one of the most powerful features in Kotlin, that is known as sealed classes. So if you are a Kotlin developer or learning it, this is an essential concept to understand for safer and more predictable code. So sealed classes are very special kind of class in Kotlin that restrict the class hierarchy. So as you know what is class hierarchy means inheritance. So unlike regular classes where any class can inherit from another class, so sealed classes limit which classes can inherit from them, making the code more predictable. So you can say that if you make a class of animal and you write here class and you use the word animal, a will be capital, so this class is unsealed, this class is not sealed. So to make it sealed, we have to write here sealed keyword. So why should we use sealed classes? There are perfect for scenarios where you have a closed set of types. A great example is modeling different states in an application, such as the state of a network request can be loading, success, and error. So imagine you are building a user interface and you need to display different messages based on the state of the network request, that either the network is busy or it's loading or it has any error. So sealed classes give you a safer way to handle these states. So let's have a small example of this animal class. So this animal class is a sealed. So what we will do, we will create classes inside this class, means in the same file. So here we will write name and string. So here you will inherit it from animal class. Similarly, there is another class cat, and that is also inherited with this animal. So you can notice that only dog and cat can inherit from animal. This restriction ensure you can only work with a limited set of types. So you can use this sealed classes in a when statement. So this is the one of the best feature of the sealed classes. So Kotlin knows all possible subclasses of a sealed class, so you can handle them exhaustively. So here if you make a dog of animal type, so as you can see here, it is giving you an error. So let's define here a type. Let's suppose its type is animal, and you are making here object of dog. And similarly, if you are making here a cat, that is an object of animal, but that is pointing to the object of cat. So so here you have to pass the name of the animal. So let's suppose that is a John, and that is Catherine. So we will use when statement here. When this dog, you can say, or if you have a same variable here like this animal here, and you used this animal object to create the object of this dog. So when I will write here animal, so let me check the type of this animal object. So I will write here if this animal is a dog, so I will use here arrow. So if you are not well aware about when statement, so you can go into the playlist of this Kotlin series. So I have already uploaded all these concepts about when statement, if else, and when we will use if else, and when we will use this when statement. So here I will write print line, and let me write here this is a dog named, this is a dog named, and here I will call the method of this animal dot and name. So let's write here is animal dot cat, and here we will use the same print statement, but with a different name. Here that is a dog, and we will write here cat. Okay, now this code is fine, error free code, and let's run this code and see the output. So you can see here this is a dog named John. So similarly, when we will write here same animal object, if that is pointing to the cat object, so let's see what will be the output. So let's copy this code and paste it over here and make it a cat, and here we will write Catherine, and let me write here var, not val. If that is val, then you can not change the value of this animal object. So let's make it var so we can update it with the object of cat. So run it. So here you can see the message, this is a cat named Catherine. So use sealed classes when you want to define a restricted set of types or states. So they are ideal for modeling different outcomes of operations like success and error, and managing the state in the user interface, and any other scenario where you need a closed set of types. So that's it for today. We have covered the basic of sealed classes in Kotlin, and I hope you now see how they can improve the safety and readability of your code. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Kotlin tutorials, and let me know in the comment if you have any question. So see you in my next video. Take care. In today's tutorial, we are diving into abstract classes. So an abstract class is an important feature of object-oriented programming that will help you write more flexible and maintainable code. So let's get started. So I will discuss in this video that what is an abstract class and where and why should we use it. So let's talk about that. What is an abstract class? So you can say an abstract class in Kotlin is a class that cannot be instantiated directly. You can say that you cannot make its object directly. It is meant to be inherited by other classes. It means that abstract classes involves inheritance in it. So it may contain abstract method. Now let's talk about what is an abstract method. You can say that the method without body, or you can say its implementation, that is known as abstract method. So if a class has one or more methods, abstract means suppose you can say that a class has 5 methods, and there are a few of methods which are abstract. Suppose at least one method is abstract, or 2 methods are abstract, or 3 methods are abstract, or 4, not 5 methods. At least one method is abstract, then it means that that class is an abstract class. So what we will say that if all the methods are abstract in a class, so that class will known as interface. That will not call as abstract class, that will be called as an interface. So if the body of a method is not given or not provided in an abstract class, then where we will write that implementation. So we have to override that method in a subclass. We have to provide the body of that method in the subclass. So suppose there is an abstract class of name animal. As from my previous videos, I am taking an example of animal that is best suited for all these concepts. So here is an abstract method. So you will have to write abstract with the abstract class, and if you are not going to define the body of a function, so you have to write here abstract. So abstract function sound. So the body of this function is not defined, so you can call it abstract function, and this class is an abstract class. I am writing this in the comment section. So here the sound function is abstract, so we have to provide its body in the child class. So here tell me that either this class is abstract or interface. So this class is not an abstract. We have to make an other function whose body should be defined here, because I have told you that if there are 5 methods, so at least one method should be abstract, not all methods. So let me write here the body of this method, print line, and we can say this animal is sleeping. This animal is sleeping. Now let's create a derived class, means child class. So I am creating here a derived class that whose name is dog, and let me inherit it with the animal class, and I have to override here the method sound. Here you can see that IntelliJ is also suggesting you to override this sound function. So let's print here, and let me print here woof, and let's another class. So that class is cat class, and here you can see the animal, and we have to override this method over here, and we will again print here, and cat sound will be meow. So here we will create objects of these two classes. So let's create object of these two classes. VL dog equals to dog, and VL cat equals to cat, and let's call dog dot sound method, and cat dot sound method. So because the sleep method is present in the parent class, so that will automatically come into these child classes. So we can call this method from both the objects. So let's suppose I am writing here dog dot sleep. So let's print here, the first output should be the dog sound, and second will be the cat sound, and then there should be a message that this animal is sleeping. Okay, so here you can see the output. So similar, you can see here that this method have different functionality in different methods. So we can say that this method overriding is a concept of polymorphism. Let's take another example of abstract class. So suppose in real world you see circle and rectangle, so that both are shapes. So every shape has an area. We can calculate the area of every shape. So we can define a method of calculate area in abstract class of shape. So here we can write shape, and we will write here abstract function, and calculate area, and it will return double. So that this is an abstract function. So here you can see that this class has only one method, and that method is already an abstract method. So we can say this abstract class is an interface. In some languages like C++, we call it pure abstract class. So let's create another two classes, class rectangle. So keep in your mind that you cannot create the object of this shape, okay? And you will not able to create the object of this rectangle class until you have to override the method of calculate area. So let's override the shape here, and this rectangle will have its width and its height. So let's make here two variables, width of double type, D should be capital, and VL you can say its height, and it will also of double type. So here you can see IntelliJ is saying you that implement the method. Which method? This calculate area method. So okay, so here you need to return the formula. So the rectangle area will be calculated as width into height. Similarly, there is another class of name circle. So in circle we have just radius of a circle, and that radius is also of a type double, and here is parent class shape, and we need to implement here calculate area method. So how you will calculate the area of this circle? So pi r square. So basically pi r square is our formula for calculating the radius, calculating the area of the circle. So you can use here math dot pi into radius that will become radius square. So now we will use these two objects here. So let me comment this code, and let me write here circle, and this circle VL circle, and here is a circle. So circle, and we have to pass here like 2.4, and let's call here circle dot calculate area. So let's run it. So here you can see the area. So that's it for today's video on abstract classes in Kotlin. I hope this gave you a clear understanding of how to define and use abstract classes in your Kotlin programs. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more Kotlin tutorials. See you in next one. Take care. In this video, we will learn about Kotlin Coroutines. Kotlin Coroutines a powerful feature that makes asynchronous programming easier, cleaner, and more efficient. So let's get started. But before that, let me tell you about what is meant by synchronous and asynchronous programming. So let me write here in the comment section synchronous and asynchronous. So usually we write functions and we call functions one after another, and here you can see I call the compiler calls this main function and I call this fetch data method inside this main method. So let's suppose if two methods are independent of each other, means you can call it threads. Threads means you are going to do a parallel programming. Two functions should run parallel in the memory. So if that are running parallel, so it means you are doing asynchronous programming, and for that you need threads. And synchronous programming means every function is dependent on an other function. So one function call another function and that function call another function. So that is known as synchronous. So let's suppose you are making a calculator and you are calling the sum function from main, and that is a synchronous programming. And now let me tell you about asynchronous program. So if you have 10 different files and you want to count the number of words from that all the textbooks or notebooks or text files. So if you will count that number of words one by one, so it will take so much time. So we write 10 threads, and 10 threads runs parallel, and each thread is counting the words. So of course it will take less time than the 10 methods working dependently. So let's dig down into this concept. So why coroutines? So when working with tasks like network calls or database operations, we want to avoid blocking the main thread. Okay, so Kotlin coroutines help us write asynchronous code that looks synchronous, making it easier to read and maintain. So have you heard about the sleep method of thread? Like we want, let me remove this code, and let's make here a function, and I want to print here a message that task completed. Okay, so when I will run this code, so the main is basically a thread. So at backside you can imagine that this main is a separate thread. So this thread is running fine. So I want to sleep this thread. So here you can see that I am calling sleep, and I am passing here suppose 2000 milliseconds. So run it, and this message will come here after 2 seconds. So here you can see the console is waiting for the output, and here this is a message task completed. So that is very bad practice. So that is a bad practice. So you should use coroutine. Which coroutine? Delay coroutine. Okay, so you will call here delay. So delay, you have to import this delay here. So you cannot call directly this delay method. So now let me tell you some terminologies, and then after that I will tell you that how you will use this delay with the coroutines. So there are some terminologies for these coroutines. The first one is run blocking. Run blocking. So run blocking is a coroutine, and it starts a coroutine in the main thread. So we usually used it for testing or demo, and there is another keyword launch which is used to start a new coroutine without returning any result. So it will not return you any result. So there is a keyword async. So it will start the coroutine, but it will return you the result. So both launch and async will work like same, but there is a small difference that async will return you the result. So here we can say return you something that we want. And there is a keyword suspend. So it marks a function that can pause or resume easily. So let me write here suspend. So now quickly let's make a simple coroutine example. So let's make this main as run blocking. And here in this run blocking, what I will write, I want to launch I want to launch means I want to start a coroutine. So this is a coroutine which I am writing here. So this is a coroutine delay, and I want to delay this for 1 second. Print line, and suppose this is programming, and after this launch I am writing here print line and with Rana Waqas. So the main thread is this one. So we can say that this with Rana Waqas is inside the main thread, and this programming is in an other thread, and it will print after the delay of 1 second. So you will see that the main thread will run first, and after that this thread will work, because here we made a delay of 1 second. So let's run it and see what will be the output. So now how this code is working, this run blocking block the main thread until all subroutines inside it complete. The launch block is a coroutine that runs independently, and the delay function suspends it without blocking the thread. So now let me give you an example of async. So let me write here a variable, suppose deferred equals to async, and in async I am making a delay of 1 second, and I as I told you that async will return you the result. So here the result from async, suppose this is a dummy message which will be returned. So here let me write print and waiting for the result. So here let me call this deferred. So deferred, when you will call this deferred, you have to call a wait method on it. A wait means that output will be after 1 second. It will wait for the output. So let's run it. So here you can see waiting to the result, and after 1 second we saw that result from async. Now let's talk about structured concurrency. So structured concurrency basically ensures that all child coroutines are completed before the parent coroutine finishes. It avoids memory leakage and makes your code safe. So let me write here an example of structured coroutine. So for that we will start it from suspend, and there is a function, and we write here coroutine scope. In this coroutine scope I can make multiple coroutines. So let me write here launch and put here delay of 1000 millisecond, and print line task 1 done. And there is another coroutine in which I am putting a delay of 0.5 second means, and let's print here task 2 done. Okay, now let's call this method inside the main here. So here you can see that I am going to call this do work, and after this do work I am writing here this message is from main thread. So let's before this code, when we were running our code, so main thread was running first, and it was completed before the inner threads. And now you will see that it will be printed first. Do work will work first, and then after that this main thread output will be seen here. So let's run it, and here you will see that task 2 done, because that was a 0.5 second, and after that there was 1 second this task 1 done, and after that this message is coming from the main thread. So similarly you can do such scripts. You can write such scripts for network programming, where the data is going to be fetched from the server. So that's it. You now know the basics of Kotlin coroutines and how to write non-blocking code using async programming. If you found this helpful, give a thumbs up. So see you in my next video. Take care. In today's video, we will explore Kotlin's getter setters and the powerful LateInit modifier. So let me write here in the comment LateInit modifier, and what I am saying, getters and setters. So guys, in Kotlin, if we make a class of student, and suppose here is a variable of name, that's type is of string, and its value is Ali. So by default, every property automatically has a getter setter. Getter setter means getter setters are functions to get value and set value to the variables of a class. So suppose we make here an object of student class, and if I print here the value of the name of this s, it means that here I am calling the getter method. And if I am supposed to write here s dot name is equal to Krish, it means that I am using a setter here. So let me write here uses setter, and here I am using the getter. So this is the by default property of every variable. But if you want to write explicit getter and setter of any variable, so how you can do that? You can do that by writing here get, and here suppose you are getting the value of this name, and similarly if you want to set the value, so you will write here set value, and here you will use name equals to value, and you will store the value into the name variable. Okay, so if you are setting the value, so you will write here the field, suppose the name, if the if that value is means fine, that value is fulfilling all the validation conditions, then you will set the value to the variable of the class. So suppose let me write here, if that is an age of a student, and that is of integer type, and its value of this age is 18. So here I will return the age in get method, and in set method what I will write here age equals to, if this value, I will write here if this value is greater than 0, so this value will go into the age variable, otherwise 0 will go into the age variable. Okay, so you can use here s dot get method, and you will s dot get method. So you will you can get and set the values to the fields of the class by explicit methods, and in some languages we call these getter methods as a accessor, and we call these setter methods as mutators. Now let's talk about LateInit. So LateInit basically allows you to initialize a variable later. So it's very helpful when you are sure that the variable will be initialized before it use. So like in Android activities and dependency injections, if let's suppose we need to initialize the dependency before the usage of that part of the code. So suppose let me give you an example of that one. So suppose there is a class of name user, and user has an email id. So I will make here var email colon, and here I will use string, but I want to make it late in it. Okay, so I will write the keyword late in it here. Now I will show you the magic of this late in it in the main function. So suppose there is a function of set email, and we are taking the email address here of string type, and we are going to store that email address into the email of class variable, and then I am writing here a function of print email, and I will call this function from main to print the email, and I am writing here if I want to call the method of the same class, so I will use scope resolution operator here, and I can check that email dot, if that is initialized. Here you can check that if that is initialized, so you will print that email. We will print that email address. So we can say email colon, and we will use a dollar email, and in else part we can say that email not initialized yet. So let me write here print, and email is not initialized yet. So here in main I will make object of the user. So here capital U, and let me print here user dot print email. So we will see that what will be the output of this code. So you can see the error that platform declaration clash. The following declaration means this set email that is also the same with the JVM signature. So we can change the name of this method set. We can write here set the email. Okay, so let's run it, and now you will see the answer that email is not initialized yet. Now let's initialize the email user dot set email, and here we provide Rana Waqas at gmail.com. So we will so let me write my correct email id, ranawaqas.pa@gmail.com. So you can contact me on this email id if you need any personalized learning, or if you have any query, or if you stuck in your projects or assignments, so you can take help from me. So okay, let's run it, and here you will see that email is not being initialized. This was the message for this call, and then it is printing the output email, so that is this one. Okay, so guys, this is what we learned today about LateInit, but here are a few points that we need to discuss. That LateInit basically allows you to declare non-null variables that will be initialized later. So it only works with the non-primitive data types, like the objects of classes like string, list, and your custom class. It cannot be used with integer, float, or double, that are primitive data types. So see you in my next video. Take care. In this video I will tell you about polymorphism, that what is polymorphism, and how many types of polymorphism are there. So the word polymorphism, as you can see, this is a Greek word, and poly means many and morphism means shapes. So what is meant by that polymorphism in a programming? So in programming, if a code has different functionality at different places of your program or in the file, so it means that that program has a polymorphic behavior. So there are basically two type of polymorphism. One is static polymorphism, and we can call it compile time polymorphism, or you can say it early binding compile time polymorphism, or you can say that this is an early binding. These all words are related to static polymorphism. And the other one is dynamic polymorphism. And it is also known as runtime polymorphism, and you can call it late binding also, late binding. And here you can say early binding. Now what is meant by this static polymorphism? So if there so I will tell you in this video about function overloading. So here you can see that I am making a function of name add, and there are two variables of int type. First is a and second one is b, and b is also of int type, and the return type of this function is also int. So I am returning here a plus b. Okay, so let me call this function here in main. So val result int equals to, and I am calling here add method 2 and I am passing here 3. So which method will be called here? This one which I made at line number 2. But when I call here val and result float or result double, and write here add, and I write here 2.5 and then 3.5. So you can see that this code is giving me error that here you have written over here integer type parameters, and here you are passing the double type variables data of double type, and I have to make an other method of same name with different type of parameters. So here you can see I am writing here double, and here double, and here also I am writing here double. So as you can see here, the name of the function is same, but the parameters, data type of parameters is changed. So there must be different data type of functions if they have same name, or they should have different number of parameters. Like you say result more data, and here I call add function for 2, 5 and 7. So you can see it will call no method because there is no any function here who will accept the 3 values. So here I have to make here add function, and which will accept the 3 arguments. So here you can see I will return a plus b plus c. Now this code is error free code. If the function has same name but it has different you can say data type, same name of function, different data type parameter, it means that is overloaded function. And if that function has different number of parameters but the name is same and data type is also same, it means that this is also known as function overloading. And this function overloading is a compile time polymorphism, and we call it static polymorphism. Why we call it compile time? When we run the code at the compile time, if that function is not present, it will give you an error. Now let's talk about the dynamic polymorphism. For dynamic polymorphism, there will be classes involved, and a concept of you can say method overriding will be involved. So let me remove this code and explain you that what is dynamic polymorphism. Like you can say that there is a class of name shape, and which has a function of name draw, and let me print line here, and drawing shape, and here let me create some child classes. So child is a circle and parent is a shape, and let me override the method, this draw method. Override means there is a function present in the parent class and you are modifying its functionality in the child class. So let's print here that drawing a circle, and there is the third class whose name is you can say square, and we can write here drawing a square. Okay, so now let's you can see here that this draw method is working differently at different places, means in different child classes its behavior is changed. So we will call this as method overriding, concept of method overriding means the prototype of the function will be remain same. Here you can see function draw has same name, same number of parameters, and the body of that functions is changed at different places. So this concept is called function overriding. And you can say that here if I make an object of shape, and here that shape is of circle type, and when I create here second shape, and that shape has a shape of square, And if we call here shape 1 dot draw, and we call here shape 2 dot draw, so you will see the different functionality of this draw method. So let's run it. So this concept is known as basically dynamic programming, dynamic polymorphism. Okay, so I hope so you guys have got the idea of polymorphism in Kotlin. Now you can do static polymorphism and a runtime polymorphism in both you can say these both types of polymorphism is now easy for you to write in Kotlin. I need you to give me an example of polymorphism in the comment section, that you think about a class whose function has a different functionality in its child classes. So see you in my next video. Take care. In this video, we will learn about interfaces in Kotlin, how they work, when to use them, and how they differ from abstract classes. So first of all, let's discuss about what is an interface. So as interface is defined as a contract that classes must follow. Suppose you have some functionality that you want in all of your classes, that all the classes should implement that functionality. So for that, you need to make an interface, and in an interface you define that methods without their implementation. So let's have an example here. By using that example, you can understand the interface concept very easily. So let me create an interface here of suppose the name of the interface is animal, and suppose there is a method means function make sound. So this is a function, and as you can see here, I am not defining the body of this make sound function. So suppose there is a class of dog which is inherited with this animal. So here on this dog class, you can see that it is saying that class dog is not abstract and does not implement abstract method. So we have to implement this member function, which is make sound here. So as you can see here, it is using the keyword override here, and this function is coming from the parent class. So here, let me print here a line that dog barks. So this is a very simple example to show you that how interface works in Kotlin. So let me create here another class of cat, and which is inherited from the animal class. And here you can see it is saying that we have to implement which method? We have to implement the make sound method here. So here, let me print here. You will write here the logic of this function, which is just defined in the animal class. Okay. So let me write here a message. Suppose the sound of a cat. Okay, now let's go to the main function and create object of dog and cat. So let me create here a object of dog, which is basically an object of type animal. Okay, because the animal is parent class. So as you know in other languages, while using while using polymorphism actually using inheritance. So for polymorphism, you create the pointer of a parent class and then you point it to the child class. So here you can see the dog object is pointing to the dog pointer. This small letters dog is a pointer at backend. So here let me call make sound method. So when I will create the object of cat, so the name of the object should be in a small letters, animal and equals to cat. So this is a class which we are using here, and let's call here cat dot make sound. Okay, now when we will run this project, so we will see the output. So here is the output: dog barks and the sound of the cat with cat meows here. So let's have an example of another classes with the default implementation of any method in the interface. So let me remove this interface from here. So suppose there is an interface of name shape. So there is a method whose body is not defined here. So, and there is another function, there is another function, suppose describe. So in this method, the body of this method is implemented over here. So you can say this is an interface with default implementation. I am a shape. So now in class, so there is a class of circle here, which is inherited from the shape. So which method we have to define here? The method whose body is not defined. So in other languages, when you have a body of few methods and you don't have an implementation of few of the methods, so that class is known as abstract class. Abstract class. But here in Kotlin, you can make an interface and you can implement some of the functions here in the interface, and few functions will have no body. So for that functions, you have to provide its implementation in the child class. So let me print here, and I am not writing any logic here. I am just explaining you that how we can use interfaces. So there is a message of drawing circle here. Now let's create an object of shape in main. So main function is over here, and val shape equals to circle. Now we can call the method draw from here, because draw is defined in the circle class, and we can also call the describe method because it is coming from its parent interface that is already defined. So let's run it and see what is the answer. So here you can see the drawing circle, and I am a shape here. So here you can see there is a single interface, and you have a single class, and that class is inherited from that interface. So you know about the multiple inheritance in which there are multiple parents of a single class. So here we can write multiple interfaces. So suppose let me create an interface of clickable, and there is a method of click here. Similarly, there is an interface of name focusable. So I am making these interfaces for a button class. So for here, the method is focus, and the body of this method is just a message that I got focus. So there is a class of button, and that class is inherited from clickable and from focusable. And which method we have to write here? From the clickable class interface, the method click is not defined. So here we have to define that method. So let me write here a print and button clicked. So now let's create an object of this button in the main. So val button equals to button. So both the interfaces will come into this child class, and we can call from here click method, and we can call from here focus method. So let's run it and see what is the output. So button clicked, and I got focus. So this is all about the multiple uh, interfaces. So that's all about interfaces in Kotlin. They allows flexible and clean design. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Kotlin tutorials. So take care. See you in my next video. In today's Kotlin OOP tutorial, we are diving into one of the most powerful feature in Kotlin, the object keyword. You will learn how to create singletons, and how to use companion objects, and how you can make anonymous objects using object class. So let's start with the simplest use of the object keyword, creating singletons in Kotlin. Using object automatically creates a singleton. So let's move towards the IntelliJ, and let's code it. So let's take an example in the code. So you know that in most of the applications you have app configuration. So if I create here object app config, so I will use here keyword object, and I will not use here keyword class or interface. So after using this keyword object, I am making this app config as a singleton class. I will show you that what is a singleton class. Here, let me create two variables. One is app name. Suppose the app name is my app and is its version is 1.1, 1.0 or 1.1. And suppose there is a function of show configuration, and I want to print here the configuration of the app. So app colon and dollar app name, similarly comma, and here I will print version dollar version. Okay, so in main, you don't need to create object like you create traditional objects. You will use the name of this object, that is app config, and you will use access operator for it, and you will call this show config method here. Let's run it. So here you can see app, my app and version 1.0. Let me tell you that how it is working. This is the app config. Basically, this is a singleton object. No need to instantiate it. You access members directly like app config dot show config. So why we use singleton objects? Singletons are very useful when you need a single shared instance throughout your app, like configuration, logging, or you can say database. Suppose here I create an object of logger. Suppose you want to maintain the log. So here fun log and message colon message is of a string type, and I print here log colon dollar message. Okay, so in main or in your whole application, you don't need to create different objects of a logger. Only one object of this logger will be created, and you will call the log method, and here you will have its functionality. And this log function, suppose logging or storing some data in the single file. So here, let's suppose I want to call this logger dot log method, and I want to print here a message that I want to log this message. So let's call it, and let's run it. Okay, so here you can see log. I want to log this message. So this is all about singletons, singleton object, you can call it. And now let's move towards the companion objects. Kotlin doesn't have a static keyword like Java or any other language. C Sharp has a static keyword or static objects, static variables, static classes, static functions. But companion objects provide the similar functionality in Kotlin. Let me create here a class of name user. Suppose here is the keyword, or you can say the attribute associated with this user, that is a name of string type. And here inside this user class you have a companion object, and inside that companion object you have a const val default name. This is a variable, and here you stored guest into it, guest user you can say. And suppose here is a method that is a create guest method, and this method will return you a user with this default name, which is basically a guest. So here, because this function is returning as a user, so here we need to define the data type of this return data. So let's create a guest here in the main. Remove this logger.log, and here I am creating a guest user. So from user dot, I can call this companion object create user. So when I will print guest dot name, so you will see that it will print the guest as a name. So we can say that the companion object allows you to call user dot create guest without an instance. So it's like a static method in Java or any other language. Okay, now at the last, let's discuss about object expression. So you can say anonymous object. So what if you want to create an object just once and you don't want to define a class for it? Kotlin give you object expressions, a way to create any anonymous object. Like take an example. Suppose I am creating an interface here. Click listener, and there is a function of name on click here. Its body is not defined because this is an interface. So now come to the, I am not creating any of the class like button or something else. Now I am just creating an object here. Val button click equals to object colon. Here you can see we have to use the object as a keyword here. So colon, and here we will write click listener. Now we have to define the method inside this here inside these brackets. So here you can see that it is giving us error that implement methods. Which method? On click method, which we have just write in the click listener class interface. So here let me print a message, simple message here to check its visualization. So button clicked. Let's run it and see what is its output. Now you can see that button, we have created the anonymous object here, that is a button click. So this is basically the anonymous object whose reference is going into the button click this variable. So we have not called any method from this button click, so that's why we are not able to see here any output. So we have to call this on click method by button click variable, or you can say object. So when we run it, so you will see here the message button clicked here. Similarly, if you want an other button whose functionality is changed, so you have to make an other button. Suppose here is button click one. So I am writing here button clicked one. So when I will click this button, so you will see that the output will be different for it. So here you can see we have created an object that implements click listener, no class name needed. This is perfect for listeners, callbacks, and short lived logic, where the logic is just inside this, you can say, scope. So this is all about the object keyword in Kotlin. This is very, very important. We will use in our future videos when we will start application development on Android Studio. So see you in my next video. If you are new on my channel, so don't forget to subscribe this channel, and also press the bell icon so you will get notifications of my future videos. See you in my next video. Take care. Welcome back to Programming with Rana Waqas. In this Kotlin OOP tutorial, we will cover an amazing feature, data classes. Why we use the data classes, and what are the auto-generated functions which created automatically inside the data classes, that is toString equals copy and hash code, and how we can destructure the data class into different variables. So for better understanding, we have to go to IntelliJ. Okay, so imagine you want to store user data like name, email, ID, and you would typically write a class with getters, setters, and equals method, and toString method, and many more. But with Kotlin, you can write all that in just one line using a data class. So let me create here a data class. You will write here data class, and then the name of the class is user. You will write here val name comma string type. Similarly, email of string type and ID of integer type. So let me write here email of string type and val ID of integer type. So this is all about the data class which we have created in a one line. So let's have an example here. Suppose val user equals to, let's create a new user here. For user we have to pass here names. Suppose Waqas, and here Waqas at gmail.com, and the ID of Waqas is 101. So if I print here, so you will see that when I will print here user, automatically toString method has been generated here in the user class. So when we will run it, we will see the output like name equals to Waqas, and email equals to Waqas at Gmail. Here you can see the toString method is automatically implemented. So similarly, the toString method, the other methods also created here. Suppose let me write here user one, and let's copy this line to the next line, and let's write here user two. If I write here user one double equals to user two, so let's see what is the answer. So here you can see the answer is true. If I change here 103, so you will see that the answer will be changed. So there is a method of copy which is present in this data class. Let's create here a val user3 from the object of user1. So I will write here user1 dot copy. So if I write just copy, all the values will come into user3. What I want to update the email of it. So I will write here email equals to, and the new email here. Suppose Rana Waqas at gmail.com. That is a new email. So if I will print here user3, so you will see the answer. So here you can see the user3 is here, name Waqas, and email has been updated, and its ID is 101. So let's suppose you want to destructure this user3 data. So for that you can write here name, comma, email, comma, ID, and when you will you will equal it by the user. So you will see here that I just want to print here the name of the user. So I can write here name, colon, and dollar name. So let's run it, see the output. What is the output? So here you can see it is giving me error because user is not created here. So I have to write here user3 because I want to destructure the user3 data. So here is the output name colon Waqas. Let's put here backslash n, and let's run it again. So you will see this name colon Waqas in the next line. So this destructuring is very helpful when you want to extract some information from the user object. So always keep in your mind that you cannot create inner classes inside this data class. So like other classes, you can create the inner classes that were a companion object, you can say. And inside the class object class, you cannot create such type of code. So just keep in your mind. So see you in my next video. If you are new on this channel, subscribe and press the bell icon so you will get notification of my future videos. So see you in my next video. Take care. Hey everyone, welcome back to Programming with Rana Waqas. In this Kotlin OOP tutorial, we are going to learn about enum classes. A clean way to represent constant values. You will see how to define them, add properties and methods, and use them in when statement or when expressions. So for better understanding, let's go to IntelliJ. So basically, enums are the special class in Kotlin used to represent fixed set of constants, like you can say days of week, user roles, or directions, something like this. So let me create a enum class here of name direction, and inside this enum class, let me define some constants because these are constants. So every letter of these words should be capital. East and west. So this is an example of enum where there are four constants in the direction class. You can also add properties and method in enum classes. So let me define here enum class of name planets. And there are two properties, two attributes of this planet, which are variable mass, and its data type is double, and variable radius, and its data type is double. Suppose there are two constants here. One is Earth, and mass of Earth is 5.97, and its radius is 6371.0. Suppose this is the mass and radius of Earth, and there is another planet whose name is Mars, and its mass is 0.642, and its radius is 3389.5. As you can see here, these are the two constants. So these two constants must be separated by a comma. Let's create here a function of name surface gravity. So it should be in small letters function surface, and its name is gravity, and its return type should be double. As you know, the formula of surface gravity is basically, you can say, gravitational constant. So its value is 6.674, and it should be multiplied with the mass, and which is coming from here, and then that will be divided by the square of the radius. So how we can write the square? Radius multiply by radius. So this is the behavior of this planet. We can calculate the surface gravity by this formula. So let's write here semicolon to remove this error, which is coming at line number 8. So let's create here, let's print here. We will go to the planet, and from here we will go to the Earth or Mars. We want to calculate the surface gravity of Earth. So automatically to the Earth, the mass will be 5.97, and radius will be 6371, and this formula will give us the answer. So let's run it and see what is the answer. So as you can see here, the Earth is basically a type of, because it is present in the planet, so automatically it is calling the constructor of this planet, and this first value going to mass and second value going to the radius. Here you can see the answer 9.816. So you can write it 9.8. So this is the surface gravity of the Earth. But suppose if we control C and control V, and here you will see the surface gravity of Mars. Surface gravity of Mars is, so here you can see the surface gravity of Mars is 3.729. So you can also use enum classes with the when expression. So let me give you another example for it. Enum class, suppose there is a status of you can say a message or a working of a software. So in which status it is currently present. So there is a status success, and error and loading. So these are the three statuses. So there is a function here, suppose fun, and show message. Inside show message, status will come here of type status class, and here we will use when statement on this status, and we will write here if this status value is equal to the status dot success, then we will print here a message that the status is success. Similarly, we will write here status dot loading arrow, and then inside these brackets we will write print line, and your logic, all logic will be come into these brackets here. So let's write here loading, and the last one is status dot which one, loading, and here we will write arrow, and then we will write this bracket, and suppose print here, it should be error because loading is already defined at line number 25. So let's write here error. Okay, so now come to the main, and inside main we will call this message show message, and we will write here status dot error. Let's run it and see what is the output. So here you can see the error. Similarly for success, okay, the status is success. So there are some built-in methods in enum class. For example, we have defined here direction in which four constants are defined. So let's traverse this direction. Write here for loop, and inside for loop, I am writing here dir means direction in direction dot values. So it will give me all the values, and I can print here the name of the values. So name. So you will see all the constant names here. Similarly, if you want to get an ordinal value means index of these constants, so you can write here variable d equals to direction dot value of method. You will use value of method. Inside value of you are writing here north, so it should be capital north, and here we are printing it, and we will write here d dot ordinal, d dot ordinal. So here we will use value of method. Then you will see here d dot ordinal. Now you will see the ordinal value of this d means north. So the ordinal value of this north is basically 0. So we have learned about that how to use enums for a fixed set of constants. Enums can have properties and methods, and we can also use one for readable control flow. Here you can see the when statement or when expression, and there are some built-in functions like value of name and ordinal. So see you in my next video. So this is all about the enum classes. So if you have any question, you can write in the comment section. I will try my best to answer you as soon as possible. If you are new on my channel, don't forget to subscribe it. Okay, see you in my next video. Take care.